football night in Riverside. It is a special playoff edition where Ramona High School, for the first round matchup between the Ramona Rams and the San Gorgonio Spartans. Good evening, Gazelle Hassan back with you, alongside Jeff Gorham. Well, Jeff, we were with the Rams last week at Novi. We didn't know they were going to be in the playoffs. Fourth place team out of the River Valley League. Not only did they get in, they're hosting this first round playoff game. Ken Mashinsky going into his 7th year as the head coach here at Ramona. Every year there's been a playoff where he's been head coach, they've been in it. Not only that, Jeff, they've won their last 3 first-round games, have the Rams. What do they need to do tonight to make it 4 in a row?
Well, he is the Swiss Army knife of coaches here in Riverside. What they need to do is they need to play mistake-free football. Jeremy Acosta has to go out and be a quarterback, and they have to make their playmakers get them some points.
Let's flip over to the opponent, San Gorgonio, the Spartans, out of the Skyline League, where they were champions. Their first-year head coach, Chris Chaddock, he is not a builder of programs. He is a liberator of them, like Gordon Gekko in Wall Street. No, I'm kidding. He is a program builder. Indian Springs had not sniffed the playoffs in 6 years of varsity play. Chris Chaddock shows up year 3. He gets them not only to the playoffs, Jeff, they make a nice run to the D13 semifinal. The Spartans were 2-8 last year. Coach Chaddock shows up. They flip the script, 9-1, 5-0 in the league. Are they a sleeper here in Division 11? Could they make a run a la Arlington from a couple years ago?
I'll tell you what, it is culture and stability with Chris Chaddock. He's been a dear friend of mine for years. He has a great coaching staff. We're talking top-notch. You have Gary Hedlund, you have Andy Martinez, both very formidable coaches, but he is a guy that will get this team to play as hard as possible. They will play for him.
Halloween is over. We're into November. Playoff vibes are in the air here at Ramona High School. It's the Rams and the Spartans coming up next. The CIF playoffs on Riverside TV.
Well, welcome back to Ramona High School. Gazelle Hassan back with you along with Jeff Gorham. A little bit of an early start. They kind of pulled the rug out from under us. We had a scintillating return by Jake Valenzuela, called back because of a penalty, and then an incomplete pass. So that brings us up to speed, 2nd and 10 from the 25 for Ramona. They obviously got the opening kickoff. Here's the Acosta with the run. Jeremiah Acosta on the first down to the 44-yard line. About an 18-yard pickup for him on the play. And the Rams 1st and 10. They'll move it up. There you get a look at Jeremiah Acosta, the senior quarterback. And he stepped up this year as a senior. We talked about it last week. Kind of reluctant to be the quarterback. He was the JV quarterback last year because of injury. Nathan Johnson graduated, and he's been at the helm for the Rams all year, Jeff.
Well, he has been a weapon. I mean, I think I was telling the assistant coach, defensive coordinator, Andy Martinez, he is the best, most versatile, but not this.
Sincere Tolbert slips the posse. Touchdown. 58-yard touchdown run right up the middle, running behind big Ian Stevens and big Richard Mora. Touchdown Tolbert. Touchdown Rams. Just like that, the home team on top, Jeff.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was going to mention Sincere Tolbert after we were talking about Acosta, but Tolbert, if he gets going early like we just saw, this could be a completely different ball game. He's just going to have some confidence after that huge run.
Tolbert had a tough go last weekend against Norte Vista, and Martinez pumps it through, and it's 7-0. So very quickly, and here's the interesting thing is San Gorgonio, Jeff, they're the team with the speed. But we've seen a couple of plays for Ramona. Here's the look at the run by Sincere Tolbert, kind of running right up the middle and sealing off on the outside. Well, it was Nadal Salman, one of the tackles as well, coming over, and Tolbert is pumped up. You can tell 58 yards to the house.
And we were talking about the quickness of San Gorgonio. It's the quickness of the Rams so far. It's been Valenzuela, and now it's Tolbert. They are finding holes here, and we are only 3 plays into this ball game.
Yeah. San Gorgonio, they're a little bit undersized on defense, but they're very quick, they're very fast, they got really good speed. They got a bunch of playmakers on defense as well as on offense, but we're finding out if you can kind of block and tackle and get in front of them, they're not able to make those plays in space. So I think we've seen what Ramona's going to try to do. They're going to kind of try to keep it tight, Jeff. Jose Martinez kicks off, and it'll go into the end zone, and it'll be 1st and 10 for San Gorgonio. We mentioned in the open, Jeff, Skyline League champions having to go on the road for the first round.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough draw. It's a 5 versus 12. We talk about that in, the big Final Four. A 5-12 matchup could be tough for the Rams.
Speed to burn. Watch number 21, Darren Tyson. Obviously, Peyton Clark, the transfer from Ontario, and Dylan Carolina, the tailback. Those guys are all big game hunters. From the 20, 1st and 10. They'll give to Carolina running right, stumbling down. And the tackle on the play made by Angel Barrios. He'll get over the 20 to about the 23. And we've talked, how many years have we talked about the tackling of Ramona, Jeff?
I think they're the most fundamental football team in the city. And that's really, you got to credit the entire coaching staff. These guys are really, really dialed in. And fundamentally, they aren't much better than the Rams.
7-0 Ramona quickly jumping on top here in this first round playoff game. Clark from the gun, whipping to the outside. Complete, but it'll be a loss. Javen Sawyer goes up and gets it. He'll lose a yard or two. Well, they're going to say he's going to go all the way back. Are they marking him all the way back to the 16? It's about a 4-yard loss.
And Sanji, the Spartans, of course, offensive coordinator Gary Hedlund, who was the head coach at La Sierra and also for a number of years with Ken Batdorf over at Norte Vista. He likes to throw the football. This is going to be a fun game if you're into watching guys, gunslingers.
Tight set here. Some interesting personnel movement. Mena has Clark in his sights, but it's complete to the outside, and that's exactly what they can do. Nice job on the tackle by Trey Long, making the catch. Sawyer out to the 24-yard line. So 4th down coming up.
Yeah, Sawyer coming up a little limp there. Hopefully he's okay. So he's getting off the field. So the Rams defense holding up strong here in the first drive of the game.
Hector Bustamante, the punter and the kicker. He's a sophomore. Played on the state champion soccer team for San Gorgonio as a freshman. And they'll kick it away. 7-0. The Rams lead the Spartans here. Get another look at the play. Nice job by Long. Going out, Troy Long making the play on the defensive side. Bustamante to punt it. Good kick, signaling for the fair catch at the 41-yard line. 39-yard kick, no return. That was Royce Mendoza. And the ball goes over to Ramona. The Rams already up 7-0 in the first quarter. 9:16 to play, Jeff. A quick strike by Sincere Tolberts.
Sincerely, he went all the way to the house.
The Rams have the lead, and you mean that most sincerely to pull out the Pink Floyd beams.
You sounded so sincere on that one.
41-yard line, 1st and 10 for Ramona. We had a nice visit with John Tibbles. He was very nice to you, Jeff.
John Tibbles, the AD, my former basketball coach. Great to see him.
I was going to say, yeah, reunited, and it feels so good. Acosta bombing it deep for Valenzuela, trying to make the catch. He will not. One-on-one coverage. That was Blake Slayton running with him step for step. Incomplete.
Valenzuela just signed a baseball scholarship to play at Mississippi State.
Mississippi Valley State, isn't that Jerry Rice's alma mater, right?
It is Jerry Rice's alma mater.
They're actually coming to SoCal to play basketball against CSUN right after Thanksgiving. 2nd and 10 from the 41.
Maybe Jerry Rice will be there. Does he live in?
Maybe. We'll have to call James Lofton and see if the receivers can come over. So 10 personnel as they go 2 by 2. And movement on the left side. That's the senior offensive tackle, Aaron Diaz-Ledesma. And he's been just a monster for them all year. He gets whistled on the penalty. Instead, he moved after there was movement on the defense. So first penalty assessed on San Gorgonio. And we were talking with both coaches before the game, Jeff. I think a big part of today, which team's going to make the big mistake? And that they're all going to try to avoid making any mistakes. They need to play mistake-free football.
I mean, this is playoff football. We've talked about it all year. Whoever makes the least amount of mistakes and can score quickly.
Valenzuela in space. He loses the football, and San Gorgonio got it. jumping on the football. Blake Slayton, he had missed a couple of games, Jeff, with a concussion. He's their best cover guy, according to Chris Chaddock, and he makes the big play there. And there was a concerted effort to get the ball to Valenzuela. He did make the catch, but he fumbled the football, the first turnover of the game, right as we talk about mistakes.
Cannot make mistakes. Slayton, great defensive play. We talked with, like you mentioned, with Coach Chaddock. He said, hey, we're going to go one-on-one against Valenzuela. He says, I think my guy has the quickness and speed to cover him.
So a turnover. Can the defense for the Rams play around it? 11 personnel right now in there, a tight end and a running back for San Gorgonio. 3 receivers in the formation. 1st and 10. The lefty Clark, the gunslinger, complete to about the 35-yard line. Stepping out of bounds is Francisco Morales. Morales, a sure-handed receiver, averaged 15 yards a catch. Chris Chaddock calls him the Latino Wes Welker. Very similar skills to the old Miami and New England wide receiver. Here's another look at the fumble. Valenzuela out on the car, just stripped away, was knocked away. Making the play for San Gorgonio was Sal Ramirez, poking it away. So a 12-yard pickup on that play. They marked him out at the 36-yard line. Here's the give up the middle to Carolina. Rumbles to the 30. Breaks a tackle. He's outside of the 25 and finally tackled inside the 25-yard line. Carolina making the play is Michael Perez for Ramona. So they'll mark him to the 25-yard line, an 11-yard pickup for Dylan Carolina.
Not too many running backs we've seen this year that are 6'2 and big. Built. Dylan Carolina, 6'2", 185.
So a 1st and 10. Here's the give to Carolina. This time running right. He jukes inside and tripped up, getting in and making the play. Peter Mesa, when I talked to Ken Mashinsky, he said, there's a guy that's played really well for us. Mesa, 5'4", about $135, but takes down Carolina. Nominal gain, maybe 2 yards on the play. Second down from the 22. Clark looking. Clark going to the end zone. He's got a man. Touchdown, San Gorgonio. That's the modern-day warrior, Javin Sawyer, makes the catch. 23-yard touchdown strike from the lefty Clark to Sawyer.
This is fun, Gazal. We might have a score in the hundreds tonight. Might be a basketball score.
So Sawyer with the 23-yard reception makes it 7-6. Bustamante on. Try the PAT. Bustamante now 34 of 37 on PATs, and it's 7 apiece with 7:57 to play here in the first quarter.
Well, he is a fun player to watch. I mean, like you said, quick release. Gets it right over the top.
One-on-one coverage right to the pylon, and Sawyer reels it in. Sawyer on the year, 35 catches, averaging nearly 19 yards a catch. That is his 11th touchdown of the season. Not only that, we were talking to Chris Chaddock before the game, 3.7 GPA.
So he's a smart guy.
And one of those guys.
Don't know anything about those guys. I was a sweat hog.
You and Mr. Cotter. Now you teach the Sweat Hogs.
Yeah, I was like Horseshack.
I saw you more as a Barbarino.
Hey.
Here's the kickoff by Bustamante. Bringing it out, Mendoza from about the 6-yard line. Mendoza juking at the 26. Nice block by Valenzuela, but tackled as he got over the 30 to about the 32-yard line. Making the play for San Gorgonio, Antonio Greenwood. Also in on the hit was Rashawn Holmes. So first down from the 32 for Ramona. The turnover converted into a touchdown by San Gorgonio. We get a look at the Ramona bench.
He went with the powder blue and white pants today.
A little bit of a color shock. It's like North Carolina playing Columbia.
Yeah, it's
a lot of blue.
It kind of. I love the blue because it's my favorite color, but it's kind of annoying to my eyeballs.
1st and 10. Here comes the blitz. The handoff to Tolbert. First level. Now he's slung down over the 35. Gets up to him at the 36-yard line. Give him 4 yards on the play. Jacob Russell making the tackle. Russell has really stepped up lately. Missed a good part of the season for the Spartans, but a 4-yard pickup there by Tolbert. Second down.
Tolbert got tackled and thrown about 3 extra yards there. If you watch on the replay, watch this. He gets tackled and then immediately thrown forward about 3.5 yards.
Second down. Here's a little bit of misdirection, and Tolbert, they've made a nice adjustment, and down he goes into the backfield. The defensive end, Adrian Favela, got there quickly, and then his buddies showed up, maybe a yard on the play, third down. Good adjustment. Chris Chaddock runs the defense, Jeff, but he's helped out, as we talked about, Andy Martinez, and also Kenny Lawler helps him out. Third and 6. Acosta rolling. Looking down the field. The ball's complete. A first down to Jake Valenzuela up to about the 44-yard line. Let's see where they mark it. Looks like about a 12-yard gain.
Yeah, they're going to put it right at the 45-yard line there. But, hey, we talked about Acosta. I think if you are Sanji, you want to keep him in that pocket. You don't want him to get outside. That's when he can cause some damage.
There's a quote from Chris Chaddock. Key will be to keep Acosta in the pocket. He is better on the run. Can be a problem if he's making plays.
Boom. I just analyzed.
There you go.
The coach.
Delayed handoff to Tolbert. 5 yards, 10 yards, first down and more. Tolbert to the open field. Tolbert to the house. Touchdown, Ramona.
Oh, they didn't give it to him.
Oh, they said he's going to be out at the 1. Actually, they have him out about the 3-yard line.
Boy, Tolbert has come ready to play, hasn't he?
52-yard run for Tolbert, so he's got a 58-yard run and a 52-yard run, first and goal for Ramona.
You look at him, he's tired. He said, I haven't run this much in a while.
Tolbert had a little bit of a rough game last week against Norte Vista. They were very physical with him. Let's see. Oh, a nice block. There's a decleater right out front. It looks like that was Diaz Ledesma getting that one. They give it to Tolbert, and this time he is in earnest. So sincerely to the end zone goes Sincere Tolbert, and right down the field move the Rams of Ramona. Touchdown Rams. They lead 13-7.
Well, Pep Fernandez would not like this game. In fact, stick around and watch the pep rally tonight at 11 p.m. right after this ball game. But I will say this, he would not like this football game. It is not a whole lot of defense so far.
Jose Martinez puts it up and in, and it's 14-7 Ramona. We haven't really had a chance to talk about the officials. The referee, Jeff Roberts, the umpire, Joe Garcia, Jim Druding is the head linesman, Joel Rogers, the line judge, and Chris Nguyen, the back judge.
Okay, who's the white hat we said?
Jeff Roberts.
Jeff Roberts threw a flag at me before the game.
Look at Tolbert. Once he gets outside, squares the shoulders, trying to track him down is Holmes, and Holmes gets a piece of him, and he steps out right at the 3-yard line. Nice job at the end there by Sal Ramirez.
What's up, Holmes? Sincere running hard.
We mentioned last week, Norte Vista did a nice job on Tolbert. 11 carries, 59 yards. A lot of that came after the game was more or less decided, though. And so the two things you see right away for Ramona on offense, Jeff, feed Sincere Tolbert, and they're trying to actively get the ball to Valenzuela. He's been targeted 4 times already has 2 receptions. And one of them he fumbled away. Here's the kickoff, and it'll bounce right back to Sawyer. Javen Sawyer dancing outside. He's got a little bit of space, and he's finally spun down, gets over the 20, stopped short of the 25, but at the 23-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for San Gorgonio from the 23. And now let's see what the defense, Gabe Guzman's unit, can do. He's the defensive coordinator for Ramona. Running the offense for San Gorgonio is Gary Hedlund. You mentioned him a couple of times, formerly the head coach at La Sierra. So I'm sure there's some familiarity between Coach Mashinsky and Coach Hedlund, Jeff.
They know each other well, and Hedlund's father was a longtime football coach. His brothers, twin brothers, great football players as well.
From the 23, it's 1st and 10. Clark to Carolina. And he runs right into Luis Mena. And coming up to help out as well, Troy Long. So maybe up to the 25-yard line. A couple more yards for Dylan Carolina. I was talking to Chris Chaddock about Dylan Carolina. He said, I took over the team And the biggest thing for me was they were playing him out of position. He was getting ready to just be done playing football and go be a track guy. He's a hurdler in track. And Chris Chaddock told Dylan, listen, give me a couple of weeks. Let me get organized. I want you to come out for football. And the rest, Jeff, as they say, is history.
Well, who wouldn't want to play for Chris Chaddock? One of the nicest human beings. I mean, what a great staff on both sides of the field today. Coach Mush and his staff and Chaddock and his, possibly the two best we've seen here.
Setting up the screen to Carolina, incomplete. Peter Mesa on the coverage. Third down coming up. First incompletion. Peyton Clark had completed his first 4 passes for 36 yards. And now it'll be 3rd and 8.
So no score between King and Lakewood. We do have our friend over, John Rice, is hosting the Pep Zone?
He's doing As You Like It in the studio with football in the background. We know Coach Rice used to teach Shakespeare. I don't know if he still does or not. 3rd down. Movement up front. Let's see if they were drawn. It's going to be on the defense. Or no, it's going to be on the offense.
There it is.
There is the Pep Zone, folks. Second penalty called on Sanji. It'll move back.
Simi Valley up 7-0 on the Rancho Verde.
The Mustangs.
Every time I hear Rancho Verde, I think of a burrito, a wet burrito.
The Rancho Verde.
Like a green.
I think of an enchilada. Like a
wet. It's something delicious.
3rd and 13.
Oh, I love a Rancho Verde.
Clark from the shotgun has time. Now he's got to run, and down he goes. Guess who? Peter Mesa. What a play by Mesa. The sack back to the 7-yard line. Huge loss.
Didn't we call him Mr. CIF last year?
Yeah. But Ken Mashinsky said, he's a senior. It's his last year. Remember, he was the guy they needed to step up last year for Bo Bruins. When Bo Bruins went down, he did all he could.
Remember, everybody was hurt last year. Valenzuela was hurt last year. Bo Bruins was hurt. And they still almost went to the semifinals.
So now you'll play field position and Bustamante on to kick. This is very precarious. Low snap, scoops it up, and he'll put his foot into it. It'll be good field position for Ramona. And letting it go is Mendoza, and it'll bounce down at about the 43-yard line. So a 48-yard kick, no return. Very good field position for Ram High, Jeff.
Well, you know what I was thinking? If that punt would have bounced the wrong way, I was thinking free kick.
Now, of course, that is the rule in high school. We can't do it in college, right?
Can't do it in the pros?
So we're getting word Rancho Verde just scored?
That's what it sounded like.
So 7-6. Simi Valley was up. Rancho Verde is coming back.
You know who went to Simi Valley?
SIMI, Don McLean.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Well, I thought you guys were all friends.
No.
I thought all tall people were friends.
No.
The end around going to Mendoza, and nothing happening there. Blowing the play up for San Gorgonio. Rashawn Holmes, just a sophomore, and just a speed guy who plays downhill, and a loss about 3 yards back to the 40-yard line.
What's up, Holmes? Sorry, it's habit. Anytime I hear the name of Holmes.
So 2nd down coming up for Ramona. Valenzuela split out to the near side. Tolbert in the backfield. So 10 personnel in there. The give to Sincere Tolbert. Breaks the first tackle. Still on his feet. Rumbling forward to the second level. Falls forward about the 44-yard line.
It's the ghost of Bo Bruins.
So about a 14-yard pickup for Sincere Tolbert.
He's got about
131 yards on 6 carries. Wow. So that's a Bo Bruins type of stat line.
It is. It's video game numbers right there.
Another look at it. And something Ken Mashinsky said about his offensive line, he said, I need them to be a little bit better beyond that first level. And look what they're doing here. Look at the number 55 down, number 54. They're all downfield like he wants them to be. Here's Tolbert again, slashing to the right side. He's got some space, and he gets to about the 32. Making the tackle for San Gorgonio on the play. Jasper Reese comes in and makes the play. Another 12-yard pickup for Sincere Tolbert.
So you're saying Mush needs his guys to be like Dan Campbell said of the Detroit Lions, bite kneecaps and
I don't know if I'd
tough
go
guys?
that far,
Can I say it?
but hold the block.
I want Ken Mashinsky to say he makes his guys bite kneecaps, whatever he can to win.
Bracamonte Mendoza to the far side, Valenzuela to the near side. He'll look over the middle, complete, incomplete. Dropped the ball was Antonio Lerma. It'll bring up second down. Acosta now 2 of 5 through the air for 19 yards. 14-7 Ramona as we're under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Ghazal Hassan with you along with Jeff Gorham. First round Division 11 playoffs here from Ramona High. Acosta the play action, dancing around, wow, making plays, breaks one tackle, he won't break the second, and taken away by Holmes, but they'll say he was down. Jacob Russell again stepping up to make a play. There's a flag on the play as well. Russell made the tackle, and then Holmes made off with the football, but they're going to say that Acosta is down. Let's look at the flag. Again, our white hat today.
They called a hold.
Is Jeff Roberts. And they're going to ask Chris Chaddock what he wants. Take the play or take the penalty. So they're going to decline the penalty. They'll take the loss. So about a 5-yard loss is Acosta sacked for 5 yards back to the line of scrimmage. And the line of scrimmage is the 37. It'll be third down. First down would need to be up to the 23. So 3rd and 14, call it. 4 receivers in the formation. Here comes the blitz. Here comes Russell. Looking down, he's looking for it all. He's got a man down the field, incomplete. Royce Mendoza running step for step with him was Sal Ramirez. Jasper Reese also in on the coverage. Incomplete, 4th down.
Ramona taking the top off the football. They've gone deep a couple times tonight. Must have saw something they liked.
You want to be balanced, and they've had good success running the football, but you got to keep the defense honest. And Acosta looking down the field, it was there. I mean, the play was there, and they're going to go for it here on 4th down. From the 37-yard line. Acosta to throw. He's got time. Looking for it all. He's got Valenzuela. Little bit underthrown, incomplete. Ball over on downs to San Gorgonio.
Ramona's going to go deep here. Looks like they're going to test that secondary. You got to figure they're going to connect on one of these.
Yeah, I mean, it's in. Is it? I don't know if it's straight man or not. I think they're disguising the coverage a little bit, but I understand. Hey, if you're playing in straight man, you got to take shots, right? Because somebody can break open. He went Mendoza, and that time that was straight for Valenzuela. And yeah, I mean, Valenzuela had separation, but not quite in time. 1st and 10 for San Gorgonio from the 37. What that shows me is that Coach Mush, Jeff, has some faith in the defense. First down, here's Carolina right up the middle. Carolina off the little hesitation. He's onto that painted Ram Visage at midfield. They'll stop him. He gets over the 45, up to the 47. So 10 yards should be enough for a first down.
Now, he averages 8 yards a carry?
Yeah.
Give him the ball every time, for gosh sakes.
Carolina on the year, 831 yards, 7.8 yards, 12 touchdowns on 107 carries. So 1st and 10. The line is the 47. Motion. Carolina right up the middle. Mena. Still on his feet, though. Carolina still pushing and driving onto the Ramona side of the field. They'll mark him up to the 49-yard line, so give him about 4 yards on that run. 2nd and 6. So San Gorgonio, as we mentioned, they've won CIF titles in 2016 in Division 7, 2018 in Division 9. Under a minute to play here on the first quarter. Peyton Clark. Here's the give. And right up the middle, this is Tyson for the first down. Deron Tyson, a little change of pace. He'll get up to the 41-yard line of Ramona. 8 yards on the play.
Now there's the two-headed monster. That was quickness right there. You got a little thunder and lightning.
Tyson, more of a receiver, also runs the anchor on the 4x100 track team for San Gorgonio. 1st and 10. Clark the give, Tyson dancing, and this time they have the answer. Stepping up and making the play, Troy Long, the sophomore linebacker. So he'll lose a couple of yards. They'll mark him back to the 44-yard line. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. So we'll have second down coming up. We resume action from here at Ramona High. 14-7 Rams after the first quarter. The home team holds serve. Really the difference in the game, Jeff, the fumble by Valenzuela, which San Gorgonio was able to convert into a touchdown.
That's really been the deal for San G. But Ramona, like you said, they're trying to go over the top. They saw something that they're going to try all game here. We know that Mush likes to air it out, but Sincere Tolbert was phenomenal in that first quarter.
I did not think that Ramona would want to get into a track meet. I figured San Gorgonio would play tempo and that Ramona would probably play a little ball control. Now, you know you have a senior quarterback, so you have a guy who's a little bit experienced. I did think they would pick their spots with Valenzuela, maybe with Brandon Ruiz down the field a little bit. But, I mean, Sincere Tolbert already with a 58-yard run on a 52-yard run. So that offensive line has really been the difference right now for Ramona, Jeff.
And that was the big concern with San G is, hey, a little undersized. And Ramona's big offensive line, they've caused some problems for some big teams this year, including Kaiser.
Second down, the direct snap by Sawyer, but they've got it snuffed out. And what a play. Stepping up, Jordan Daniel pushes the play all the way back to midfield. That's about a 7-yard loss on the play. And Javen Sawyer, this should be Jaden Edgar with the carry. Edgar is another one of those playmakers for head coach Chris Chaddock, but Daniel saw it all the way.
Yeah, just a fundamental great tackle here. Look at that.
And we've always talked about how fundamentally sound defensively Ramona has been since Coach Machinsky got there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a totally different team than when we saw prior to him coming to Ram High. He has really changed everything here at
There's the
Ramona.
screen to Edgar, and they have awareness of him. He slips a couple of tackles, and then Gabe Serrato will finish him off. Maybe some help from Luis Mena there. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and a fourth down. A nice stand by the defense. Fourth down coming up, and we'll see Hector Bustamante, sophomore, punter, and kicker. I know kickers are your favorite people, Jeff.
I love the kickers. We do have an update. Loyola versus Norte Vista in the second quarter, 0-0.
Hey, go Ken Batdorf. Fair catch signaled for at about the 12-yard line. So a 39-yard kick, no return. And Mendoza signals for the fair catch. It'll be 1st and 10, Ramona from the 12-yard line. Second quarter here at Ram High. Ghazal Hassan with you along with Jeff Gorb. I love this matchup, Jeff, not just because you're friends with both coaches, but it's a great regional matchup. You know, Riverside County, San Bernardino, not too far to travel for either side. And hopefully you get a good crowd in here tonight and a couple of good football teams.
Well, I do love the fact that, these are two city schools, both from the two biggest, areas out here. San G, remember, Chris Chaddock played at San G.
Yeah.
He went to the Air Force, came back, got his credential, worked under Ron Gehringer when they won the championship in 2018.
Looking for Ruiz, and Ruiz will catch the ball, and he'll be caught after getting the first down up to the 24-yard line. Making the tackle is Deron Tyson. So Tyson not only can run with the ball, he can also play some defense. So they actually gave him up to the 13-yard line. So Ruiz gathers that one in. Completion now 3 of 7 through the air is Jeremiah Acosta. Another look. Nice little misdirection. You saw Cody Shiner kind of run through. And here's Tolbert again, right up the middle. Tolbert to the second level, dancing, breaks one tackle, but Holmes grabs hold of him about the 41-yard line. 16 more yards for Sincere Tolbert. First down, Rams.
Tolbert looks like Eric Dickerson today. He kind of runs up, upright.
I'd say Barry Sanders. Eric Dickerson never played on turf with the Rams. He played on natural grass. Another look at the play. And look at the blocking downfield. That's exactly what Coach Mashinski was talking about. Hey, can we hold our blocks past the first level? At least for a little more than a quarter, the Rams have been. Here's the throw over the middle. It is complete into San Gorgonio territory. Making the catch, Antonio Lerma had the drop earlier. It'll be very close to a first down.
And they gave it to him. Sticks are moving. So Lerma making him right after dropping that other one down the middle.
So first down to the 48-yard line of San Gorgonio. 14-7, Ramona leads it. Here's Acosta. And he'll take it himself. He saw something. Acosta dancing, gets through one tackle, and then coming up and making the play is Alvarez for San Gorgonio. So give 8 yards to Acosta. And that was a quick decision made by Jeremiah Acosta, Jeff.
Yeah, Acosta, like I said, you get him outside the pocket. He finds a hole. He makes something out of it. He gets 8 yards on that play.
We saw him take, a 36-yard run last week against Norte Vista.
He was really the only bright spot in that game. They look like a completely different team tonight.
Acosta, the quick throw over the middle. Complete to Shiner. Shiner slips the posse. Touchdown, Rams. 40-yard catch and run made by Cody Shiner. To Pater goes Ramona.
Dad, Danny. Mom, Laura Shiner. The softball coach here at Ramona. Danny on the sidelines.
I was talking to Mom, Laura, before the game. She was working the gate on the parking, and her foot's in a boot, so we were talking bunions and feet and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but
she's like...
she's out here.
She's like Larry Bird walking around with the boot.
Jose Martinez adds the PAT, and it's 21-7 Ram high, and Jeremiah Acosta saw the open receiver on the slant pattern, and there he goes. Touchdown, Ramona. Cody Shiner takes it to Pater.
I don't believe we saw that once last week on a slant going to the middle of the field. Coach Mush and his staff saw something there, and they've gone to the middle here quite a few times here in the first quarter and a bit.
I wonder how much playing that physical Novi defense last week kind of helped Ramona adjust in practice this week.
Well, you look at, you got to think of the River Valley League. I mean, this Ramona team got fourth place. Fourth place. I mean, that tells you the how good the River Valley League has become. You have Patriot, who is probably going to win a game tonight. I think everybody has a shot to win from the River Valley League.
Ken Mashinski and I were having that discussion before the game, and you remember if you look at the last 2 years, Jeff, we mentioned Ramona has won 3 first-round playoff games in a row as Jose Martinez will kick it off, swings the leg, he'll pump it deep from the 6-yard line. Here comes Francisco Morales. Morales goes down. Bodie Miller, the senior, drops him at about the 15-yard line.
And another big tackle from Ramona.
Muller, the senior, started the year starting in the defensive secondary, kind of now playing more as a rotation guy and on special teams, but every little bit counts in terms of in terms of the playoffs here. I mean, they need contributions from everyone.
I believe I was just attacked by a praying mantis.
Oh, man.
That was a mantis.
Hey, if there's a bumblebee, I'm there for you.
I don't want to grab a praying mantis. That was a big one.
1st and 10 from the 15. Peyton Clark finds Morales. Morales will go down immediately. A gang tackle there. Long in on the hit. Who else is there? Peter Mesa. Surprise, surprise. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage on that completion. So second reception for Morales, and we're seeing the defense kind of rise to the occasion. But getting back to our conversation with Ken Mashinski, here's another look at the play. Clark kind of slinging it the lefty. And then right there, Peter Mesa, right there, Johnny on the spot, and then his buddies show up. So he got back maybe to the 15. Second down coming up for San Gorgonio. And it looks like a Ramona Ram slow to get off the field.
Angel Torres.
And the senior, Angel Torres, one of the leading tacklers. Looked like maybe just be cramping up. But
I met the trainer before the game today. Nice young lady. Has a degree in sports psychology as well.
So it looked like it's going to half the distance. A penalty against San Gorgonio will move the ball back even further. So first down. Back line of scrimmage is the 8. Carolina shifting in the backfield. Clark looking to throw. Here comes pressure. Now he's got to run with it, and he'll slide down at about the 7-yard line, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Bearing down on him was Taven Mesa, the sophomore younger brother of Peter Mesa, and second down coming up. I thought Clark had a little bit of room to run.
Yeah, Clark decided to take the dive here. Let's see.
Now, Mesa had the angle on him. That's what it was. I thought Clark maybe could have gotten 5-7 more. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's a smart move. Smart move. Mesa just had the angle on him. Nice job by Mesa on the play. Second down. And it's picked off. Peter Mesa with the pick to the house. Pick 6. Peter Mesa, pick 6 for Ramona.
Wow.
We talked about mistakes, Jeff. The fumble by Valenzuela converted into a touchdown by San Gorgonio. Now Peyton Clark makes a mistake, and Peter Mesa makes him pay.
I think that's the first pick 6 we've seen all season long here on Riverside TV.
Adrian Mendoza.
Yes! He went past. Oh, wait, he did. That's right. The Mendoza line. That's right.
Home crowd getting into it here, and
that was 90-something yards, wasn't it? 98.
Yeah, 98.
98.
And he was pointing the whole time.
Yes.
Jose Martinez. 28-7, and this look, you said it before, completely different Ramona team than we saw last week.
Yeah, I mean, they look comfortable. They look like they're in rhythm. I don't know if it was, the last game of the season.
Looking for Morales. Mesa just jumped the route, kind of tipped it to himself, and what a way for him to cap it off his senior year. They were thinking maybe Mesa would play running back, and then Ken Mashinsky decides to put him on defense, and he kind of found his place on the defense, Jeff. Played a little bit of defense for them last year as well, and when I talked to Coach Mush this week, he said, hey, the couple of the guys that are playing well for us, Angel Barrios, who we called his name a lot last week,
yes,
and then Peter Mesa with the pick 6 right there.
And Mesa's brother's out there, too.
Tavin Mesa's younger brother plays defensive line.
So he was blocking for his brothers after that score.
28-7 now. All of a sudden, a big lead for Ramona. And a bit of a shocker. I kind of thought this was going to be a back-and-forth game. And both teams have made a mistake and they kind of exchanged mistakes. From the 6-yard line, here's Dylan Carolina. And Carolina is going to be ridden down at about the 20-yard line. Getting out and making the tackle. That's Angel Barrios. And San Gorgonio will start first and 10 from right about their 20-yard line. So no panic, though. Sanji gets the ball to start the second half, Jeff. So if they can march down the field here, make it 28-14, you put yourself in a pretty good position.
Yes.
It's a playoff game. You got to play 48 minutes. And we've seen some weird stuff happen in recent years.
So no score with 4 minutes left in the half between Novi and Loyola.
How about Norte Vista? And a lot of people felt that Norte Vista got a little bit shafted with the seeding in the bottom of Division 4. They're playing the number 1 seed Loyola. First and 10, call it the 23-yard line. A little razzle-dazzle. Taking the ball around the end is Sawyer. Sawyer going the other way. And Sawyer up over the 40-yard line, maybe the 43. Tackle there made by Michael Perez. So a 20-yard pickup on the play for Javen Sawyer. Mean stride. Pay a little homage to Neil Peart and Geddy Lee. So first down, they'll mark it to the 40-yard line, so give it a 17-yard gain. And let's see, a little misdirection, a little trickery there. Carolina shuffles it off to Sawyer, who makes the 17-yard pickup.
It is still technically Halloween week, so it was a trick.
And the treat delivered by Javen Sawyer.
I see what you did there. I like that.
From the 40, it's 1st and 10 for CNG. A little more breathing room for the Spartans. Incomplete, throwing it to the outside. Morales, the intended receiver. Coverage there provided by Iniola Olawui. Also over there was Peter Mesa. So 2nd and 10 coming up.
So 7-0. King is down to Lakewood.
Lakewood out of that Moore League. Justin Utopo played for Notre Dame. He played for Lakewood and then played at Notre Dame.
Look, there's the Pepcast. 28-13. Simi Valley over Rancho Verde.
Clark thrown to the outside. Nearly picked off again. The receiver, I think it was Morales again, fell down. Olawui over top, trying to make the interception, but couldn't quite come up with it. And incomplete 3rd down coming up. So Clark now 6 of 10 through the air. 37 yards, has the interception as well. Under 7 minutes to play second quarter. Gonzalez and with you along with Jeff Gorham. 28-7 Ramona. And the Rams have really stepped it up after kind of a lackluster outing against Norte Vista last week. But, talk to Ken Mashinsky. Hey, it was in essence a one-score game at the half, right? I mean, Martinez kicked the field goal to make it 17-7 with no time left in the second quarter. Clark airs it out. Looking for Tyson, incomplete. Running with Tyson was Angel Barrios, 4th down.
So the defense really stepping up here for the Rams.
Yeah. And while San Gorgonio obviously has the speed advantage, I think defensively Ramona is fast enough to where it's not overwhelming for them. I think if you ran a track meet here, San Gorgonio probably wins, but
I would have to say yes.
There's all kinds of different factors when you're considering football into it, and Bustamante will punt it away, swings the right foot, and Mendoza will fill at the 26-yard line. Breaks one tackle, and finally will get slung down at the 30. A flag comes in. So a 34-yard kick and about a 4-yard return, and he's still on his feet. Nobody blew a whistle. All the way goes Mendoza. Touchdown Ram High. The flag came in, and I thought the play was over. Nobody blew a whistle. Wow.
So they're going to call, I think what they're going to call is a block in the back.
Yeah, it's all going to come back.
But, wow, I'd love to see that run again. I mean, I thought everybody had stopped.
A lot of the San G players did stop.
But, hey, Ramona did what they're supposed to. You play till the whistle.
You play till the whistle, yeah. So, from where the flag came in, do they call it clipping anymore, or is it straight block in the back?
Yeah, just blocking the back, I think. Let's see the return here.
So there's it was holding. So, good balance there. That's like some, Miyagi-Do karate stuff, keeping the balance. Balance, Daniel's son. Royce Mendoza keeps the balance, and then Troy Long says nobody blew a whistle. But it's all going to come back, a penalty assessed against Ramona. So the block in the back, or the hold at the 30-yard line, they'll mark it back to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, they don't call it clipping anymore. Remember that was down here?
Yeah, clipping.
Cool. Yeah. They don't do that anymore.
From our childhood.
It looked like a block in the back to me. I didn't
Another
see
chapter of our childhood that's been removed, Jeff.
Gone.
It's like kids singing Mr. Telephone Man. Here's the handoff to Tolbert, and he'll get bent back.
You remember Tab? That's gone. Did you ever try Tab?
Making the tackle was John Rubio for San Gorgonio. No, I was never a Tab. I might have tried it once.
It was tasted like battery acid, but it's gone. Chunky, gone.
Chunky's gone?
I haven't seen Chunky. You remember anybody who knows about if Chunky the candy is still?
No, you can. Yeah, you can still get. It's rare, but you can still get them. Depending, if you go on the East Coast, they have no bodegas back east. 2nd and 7 coming up. Roll to the right side. Acosta throws it down. Incomplete. Intended for Lerma. Making the play defensively is Adrian Favela out there.
So Norte Vista down 7-0, by the way.
3rd and 7 coming up. What time did they leave today? You know, what time did they head out?
They left at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
They had a nice pregame meal that I was part of. Tacos.
Acosta rolling and flinging it down.
Well, they're really trying hard to get the ball to Valenzuela.
3rd and 7. Here's the give to Tolbert. Trying that middle again and get some extra yards. He's going to get the first down. Nice job for Tolbert. Gets up to about the 31-yard line. 8 yards on the play for Tolbert. First down, Ramona. And it's the middle of that offensive line, Jeff, and they're doing what Coach Mashinsky was talking about. Nunez and Moore are the guards and Stevens the center.
Look at Tolbert.
Sealing off on the block there was actually Richard Mora. Mora is the right guard. Under 5 minutes to play here in the first half. Mendoza splits out. He's in the far slot. Near side is Valenzuela. Let's see if they try to get it to him again. 1st and 10. Change of pace. This is Peter Mesa. Mesa up over the 35 at the 37. 5-yard run for Mesa on first down. Good little change of pace there. You go from Tolbert, who's kind of more run-to-contact kind of guy, and then Mesa's a little smaller, lower center of gravity. This time you move the clock. You're up 28-7, and everything kind of going Ken Mashinsky's way right now. We mentioned the head coach of Ramona. Since he's been at Ramona, Jeff, and there's been a playoff, the Rams have been in it, and tackle on the play made by Albert Lara. Here's a throw to the outside. It's complete. And to the house is Jake Valenzuela. Come on. Let's go. Touchdown, Ramona. 68-yard catch and run for Jake Valenzuela. And after being shut out last week, Jeff, that's got to feel good for the senior.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that was that was the guy last week that we thought was going to maybe carry the Rams. Didn't get a lot of looks last week. The great defense from the Braves. But tonight, I told you they're going to get some big plays, and they've got it from all their playmakers.
And that's a huge difference.
Yeah.
We talk about, hey, when you go to the playoffs, when you're playing teams that you aren't familiar with and they aren't familiar with you, and we always talk about the quarterback. And I think there's a degree of truth to that as Martinez is on, and it's a low kick, but it's still good.
That was a worm burner.
Wouldn't get any style points for that one, but all that counts that it goes over. And here's the little hitch, and he breaks that first line, and then he's gone.
It was just a hesitation move. He stopped. Defender stopped. Didn't, said, hey, I'm going to continue to go.
Now, remember, I should point out, one of the top players on the defense for San Gorgonio unavailable today, Zion Crawford, their senior, 3rd leading tackler, and Chris Chaddock calls him the heart and soul of the defense. He's done for the season. He's here today. He was on the bus, but he's one of those guys who's a playmaker on defense, and San Gorgonio has not had him all game today. And I believe he missed the game against Bloomington as well. And then, so King is up 7-0 over Lakewood, over on Van Buren and Wood, just to correct it.
You've been calling a lot of soccer.
I got soccer tomorrow.
What, you got, guys or girls?
Women.
LMU
and St. Mary's. Had a nice talk with the St. Mary's head coach. A couple of inland girls over there. From the 2-yard line, here's Tyson. And Tyson runs headlong into a tackler. Making the tackle for Ramona, Adrian Alvarez. Up to the 26-yard line, 1st and 10 San Gorgonio. So there is time here for San G. 35-7 Ramona, looking like a runaway, but you get a score here, get the ball back in the second half and see what you can do. But the most impressive unit, believe it or not, it's 35-7 score, I think has been this Ramona defense.
I have to agree. We heard a lot about the speed of San G. the two-headed monster, the great running back and quarterback. But the Rams have really just came ready to play and made stops at every opportune time.
Clark, incomplete. I think somebody here's a miscommunication. There's nobody in the vicinity. And what Ramona has done well, Jeff, and we always talk about Ken Mashinsky, you got to look at Jordan Daniel over there. Fundamental, right? Don't try to do too much. Keep your eye on what's in front of you. The old Bill Belichick, do your job. And I think that's kind of the mantra for Coach Mashinsky with the defense and Gabe Guzman, who's the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, solid game plan. And we've talked about it. Coach Mush has brought culture and stability here to Ram High, and he's playing with guys of the community, of his area.
Clark, and takes a hit. That's Lewis Mena. Mena makes the hit, maybe a yard on the play for Clark.
And we've talked about it at nauseum. 27 players to replace 18 starters.
And when we talked before the Norte Vista game, here's Clark stepping up and kind of gets flushed out, and boom. Laying in wait is Lewis Mena, and Mena's going to be there for a couple more years. Just a sophomore starting for Ken Mashinsky. Third down. Throw to the outside, incomplete. Sawyer tangled up with Mendoza, and fourth down coming up. But had a conversation with Coach Mashinsky before the Norte Vista game and said, I don't think disappointed is the right word, but, you go from the senior class of last year to the senior – it's tough. It's not fair, right?
Yes.
Because you're comparing them to the Bo Bruins, Nathan Johnson group. And he said, so I don't know. I don't know if I should ask for more from them or it's just one of those things because a lot of the seniors didn't get a chance really to play the way those seniors last year got to play.
And the cupboard is definitely full. I had a chance to watch their freshman team play the final game of the year. They went undefeated. What a very, very talented young group of guys Ramona has coming up the railway.
Hector Bustamante gets the kick away, and out of the way is Mendoza. They'll down at about the 28-yard line. So 46-yard kick for Bustamante, who's been pretty good today, Jeff. No return, and Ramona takes over, leading 35-7 with under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. And I think at this point,
there's a flag on the play here. And it's going to go against Sanji.
I think sometimes, Sanji comes in and they played very well this year. We mentioned
personal foul.
Personal foul against Ramona, they say.
Wow.
So they're going to back it off half the distance. It'll go back to the 13-yard line.
I'm colorblind, so I was a little confused there for a moment.
Third penalty on the Rams. They've been penalized for 33 yards. 3 penalties on San Gorgonio as well. They've been penalized 17 yards. And keep in mind, they've been a couple of one on each team that's been declined. So now I think for Coach Mashinsky, you're going to start working on that ball control.
Yeah, and in the second half, that's all you really have to do is let's control the tempo here and keep, let your defense play some football. They've shown that they're up to the task. Give it to them.
Acosta will keep it right up the middle, 20, 25, 30, and he gets away. And it punched away by Tyson. What a play by Jaron Tyson. San Gorgonio gets the turnover. Or did they? No, they didn't.
No.
Acosta falls on it. Wow.
Holy cow.
Tremendous play by Jaron Tyson, not only to catch up with Jeremiah Acosta, but to be able to punch it away. Another look at it here, Jeff.
Wow, what a great defensive effort here. I thought he landed on it, but
all told, a 57-yard run.
Oh, he punched it out.
Great
away. Play. I thought
looked like he may have grabbed it, but no, Acosta grabs it. And so Ramona now 1st and 10 from the San Gorgonio 29. Acosta dancing, looking deep. Nearly picked off, incomplete. Shiner was the intended target. Sal Ramirez going up to get it, the free safety.
Sal Ramirez catches that ball. There was nobody on that side of the field. He could have gone all the way.
Yeah, he says, Coach Shattuck says, Ramirez plays way bigger than his size. They list him at 5'7", and He's a playmaker. He's got great ball skills. Kind of got the mindset of a boxer. Coach Chaddock compared him to Cesar Chavez or the Ruelas brothers. You got that kind of the toughness and the IQ to go there.
Good boxers. Good choices.
I mean,
there,
Ruelas boys, they're LA legends. Second down, here's Tolbert sidling over to the left side, gets contact, and he's still pushing, maybe a yard on the play. Let's see where they'll mark him. Rashawn Holmes was there for San Gorgonio.
I had an opportunity to hang out with the Ruelas brothers with my dear friend Carlos Palomino.
Wow. You mean White Shadow guest star Carlos Palomino?
Yes. Dear friend of my father. And met the Ruelas boys. And Norte Vista has just tied the ball game at 7 going into halftime with Loyola.
So here with 35-7, Ramona on top, third down. Acosta looking, throwing complete to Bracamonte, and the first down to the 5-yard line. Finally finishing off the tackle, Deron Tyson. So a 21-yard pickup, Bracamonte with the reception. And spreading the wealth is Jeremiah Acosta. He's completed 6 passes to 5 different receivers. Not quite Jake Retzlaff, who's going to get the start for BYU tomorrow, Jeff.
Against West Virginia. I think we're going to see Sincere Tolbert right here. We're going to see
Peter Mesa, it's a 2-man backfield. So Mesa and Tolbert both back behind. Here's the handoff to Mesa. Mesa to Paydirt. Touchdown, Peter Mesa.
Wow.
5-yard touchdown run. And the Rams are just rolling, Jeff. Second trip to the end zone for Mesa. One as a defensive player, and now one here as an offensive player. 41-7. We are not yet to the half.
I don't remember a Ramona offense scoring this quickly and in bunches here in the first half.
I mean, there are a lot of people who got here late. Look at the scoreboard. They're scanning the field. Where's Nathan Johnson? Where's Bo Bruin?
Yeah.
They're long gone, folks. And this has got to be disappointing. We both know Chris Chaddock. You know him better than I do, but Chris is a tremendous coach. He's a very good football man. And I think more importantly, as we see a San G player down, he really cares about his players. You mentioned he's an alum of San Gorgonio. He was an assistant there. And he and I had a very candid conversation the other day. And we talked for more than an hour, Jeff. Normally my coach's calls, 15, 20 minutes. If it's somebody like backdoor for Mashinsky that I know, we'll go 30 because I'll ask about the family and stuff. Me and Chaddock, first time we'd ever really spoken, at length. And he kind of talked about his history. And he said something, it sounds like a cliche, but you could tell he meant it. He said, football and wrestling at San Gorgonio, he said this to me. He said, it saved my life.
It did. I know the story.
And he said, not that, he said, I would have gone down a bad path had it not been for some of these coaches. And one of the guys he talks about was his physics teacher, Matt Maeda, who's now the athletic director over there, and the gentleman that hired him to be the head coach. And he says, those relationships are so valuable to me. He met Matt Maeda when he was 15 years old, and he's 40. He said that on your show. 28-year relationship. And a guy who said, hey, when you started coaching, you'd begun auditioning for me. Because I knew our paths would eventually cross. And Coach, Maeda was who got Coach Chaddock the first opportunity under Ron Gehringer. And then Coach Chaddock took it upon himself and walking off the field. Always good to see that. Jasper Reese walking off the field under his own power. Maybe a little bit of a stinger. See him kind of rolling that right shoulder.
Yeah, talking with Chris Chaddock, he's also an Air Force veteran.
Yeah.
My father, everybody knows, was an officer in the Air Force. And it really did change him. He came back and has a beautiful family, a wonderful older daughter, and a young son at home. He's just one of the kindest human beings and dear friends of mine. It's hard to call this game because I care about both of these coaches because they're just wonderful human beings, great guys.
What's interesting is we were just talking about kind of the makeup of here's the big play by Acosta to set it up. And again, Tyson look at the play he makes. Not only to catch up, now he punches the ball away. And, of course, bounces right back to Jeremiah Acosta. Talk about quarterbacks making plays. How about that play that he made? And then here's the completion to Bracamonte. Bracamonte is senior. He's been in the program under Coach Mashinsky. And then here's Peter Mesa on the misdirection, taking it in for the touchdown. But the area where San Gorgonio is in, can be kind of up and down, kind of back and forth. And Coach Chaddock said the advantage that I have over a lot of coaches who've been there, and there have been many people who've been successful there.
He's lived it.
Yeah, he's like, I can, if a kid misses a practice and can't give me a good excuse, I can tell if it's something that he just doesn't want to tell me,
yes,
or if it's something that he's doing, So I'm a little different, and I think the players appreciate. I think the players appreciate that, and the families. Now you're in touch with the family, and he was talking about some of the players on his team who come from single parent homes, and that he can relate to that. That's kind of what happened was his situation when he was a teenager.
Yeah, and he really, he once a week they have a dinner. I don't know if he talked to you about
Thursday
this.
night.
And they don't, it's not just the team. It's
the
parents,
families. You have cheerleaders, and everybody's invited.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Brothers, sisters, you name it.
So Dillon Carolina over the 30 to about the 33-yard line, and 52 seconds left in the first half. That's where they'll start. Yeah, he told me. So it's a Thursday night dinner, which is kind of non-football. And then they do the Friday team meal as well, because they do the walk. They walk through early Thursday morning, and then so after school, it's the team dinner. And, Coach Mashinsky, they do the same thing.
I need to start hanging out at these programs. I like to eat. I used to see him. Chaddock would always have, bakers delivered to his schools. Hey, he did a great job at Indian Springs.
He did. We talked about it in the open.
Just, like I said, what'd you call him? He's not a rebuilder. He's
I was kidding. So, there's the line from Wall Street. I'm not a builder of companies. I'm a liberator of them. Yes. Incomplete. Intended receiver on the play there for San Gorgonio, Jacob Whittemore. But no, it's like Bill Parcells, right? He shows up, and then the next year the team is so much better. Indian Springs had only been playing varsity football for 6 years when he got there. They'd never made the playoffs. Well, he got into the playoffs, and they got on a run to the semifinals. 2nd down and 10.
So King winning 14-0 at half over Simi Valley.
Clark slings it out to Dillon Carolina. Troy Long makes the tackle at the 40-yard line, close to a first down. 3rd down coming up. So congratulations, Jason McMain's a 14-0 lead going to the half against Lakewood. Not an easy opponent, Jeff. 3rd down. Clark, incomplete, looking for Morales. On the coverage for Ramona, Iniola Olawuyi, 4th down. 18 seconds to play in the first half. So 4th down coming up. The offense going to stay out there. Watch Whittemore. This is kind of his bailiwick. They're at the end of the half, so it's not going to be as significant, but just the small victories. You try to get the first down here and go into the half with something positive. Clark throwing quickly. 1st down. Morales stepping out of bounds and a little physical activity there. Olawuyi. So those are the small wins you talk about in a game like this when you're down big. And you got to do it step by step, right? You can't. There's no 35-yard play or 35-point play.
No, and you got to realize, we got to come out in second half, and we got to punch him back in the mouth. We've got to do something.
Clark chased by Mena. And down he goes. Lewis Mena with the sack. Back to the 34-yard line, and that's the end of the first half. Ken Mashinsky and Chris Chaddock were both extremely loose when we chatted with them before the game, Jeff. And it looks like the Ramona Battle Station, Jeff, is fully operational.
Oh, I think they were hiding some big weapons that we were unaware of, because this is the best we've seen this Ramona team play all year, and we've seen them play a bunch of times.
28-0 in the second half, 42-7 Ramona at the half. Just to remind you of the other game going on in Riverside right now, Martin Luther King 14, Lakewood nothing. You got an update from Norte Vista?
It is 7-7 at halftime.
And by the way, congratulations to Jerron Gilbert and the Bears of Poly. What a win for them on the road yesterday at Esperanza. They'll likely get a home game next week.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be playing against a River Valley foe, Patriot.
The evil one, Chris Fowler.
I love Chris Fowler.
No, he's not evil. We're just kidding around. He's a really good guy.
He's great.
42-7 Ramona leading San Gorgonio. Division 11 first-round matchup here at Ram High. We'll step away. We'll have some messages, and then we'll come back with the second half for you. Playoff football here. CIF playoffs on Riverside TV.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Our convenient curbside trash collection services help promote a clean and healthy Riverside. But what do you do when you have items too big or heavy for your can? That's where our bulky item pickup service can help. Before you call for help with your bulky items, be aware that not all items are acceptable for our free curbside service. Furniture, tree trimmings that are properly bundled and no longer than 36 inches, water heaters, and other non-hazardous materials are fine for curbside pickup. Appliances containing freons such as refrigerators, freezers, and room air conditioners may also be picked up curbside by separate appointment. Unacceptable items include hazardous waste, antifreeze, paints, filters, and tires. We also cannot pick up electronic waste such as computer monitors and televisions, or fluorescent bulbs and household batteries. Construction or demolition materials such as scrap wood, metal, concrete, doors, and drywall are also not accepted. These items may be dropped off in person for no cost at the Agua Mansa transfer station or at one of our Clean Up Riverside events. For more information and the current schedule for these drop-off events, please visit riversideca.gov/cleanup.
Tied at 14 in the fourth quarter. We don't have a score on the Redlands-San Marino game. We do have Yucaipa. Yucaipa is tied 7-7 with Mira Costa in the second quarter. Murrieta Mesa up 31-0 over Laguna Hills in the second. We have San Bernardino up over Bloomington. The Dino up 16-12 over Bloomington in the second quarter as well. We have, let's see, anything local. We have Murrieta Valley up 27-20 against Damien. What a ball game that must be. And then we have Quartz Hill up 14-7 over Gar. And all these are late in the second quarter. We also have, let's see, Paloma Valley is down 16-8 versus West Covina. That is also near halftime. We have Summit locked 20-20 with Covina, also near the half. We have Victor Valley up 14-0 over Western Christian in the second. Hillcrest is struggling, but Linfield Christian, Deshaun Burns, my friend, up 25-7 over Travis, and Linfield Christian up 25-7 in the second quarter. We also have Rancho Christian over Hemet 14-10 late in the second quarter. We have, let's see, Los Osos is down 20-15 to South Pasadena. Bishop Diego down 13-10 to Redondo. Glendora tied at 15 all with Huntington Beach and late in the first half. Whittier over Duarte 21-7. These are all games again in the second half. Late in the second quarter in the CIF opening round. Again here, one of our games, Simi Valley's up 28-13 over Rancho Verde. We have King, again, one of our games dominating Lakewood 13-0. Ayala is down 28-14 to Culver City, a very powerful passing attack there at Culver City. We have Chatsworth up 19-0 over Pauley, not Riverside. Santa Fe 7-6 over Rim of the World late in the first quarter. We have Agora over Burroughs 14-12. Sonora over, can't see that team, so I'll go on to the next game. Creon Lutheran is up 17-14 over Hart late in the first quarter. Colony's down 35-7 to Western, 35-7 to Western. Late in the first half, we have Salesian up over Granite Hills, 20-0. We have, let's see, Chino is up. The undefeated Chino is up 14-7 over Jordan. We have Palmdale up 22-16 over Bellflower. Crenshaw's locked up with Marquez, 14 all. Inglewood up 28-7 over Chaminade. A little surprise there, 28-7 late in the first half. And we have Beaumont tied 7-7 with Oak Hills late in the first quarter. Jurupa Valley's up 14-7 over Desert Hot Springs. We have Buena Park up over Arroyo Valley, the second place in the Skyline League behind San G. Valencia's down to Servite 12-7. Norte Vista, again, tied 7-7. How about that? Ken Batdorf, a 16 seed in Division 4, traveling all the way to mighty Loyola and tied 7-7. What a fantastic effort by Norte Vista. Great Oak is down 17-7 to Lucerna. Let's see what else. We have Cajon, if I can get this thing to work right. Cajon up 14-7 over Pacifica. El Modena 10-7 over Thousand Oaks. Jurupa Hills up 7-6 over Irvine. Gary over Montclair 14-8. Our game of the week here, Sanjay up 41-7. And let's see what else we can get. San Jacinto 21-14 in a rematch. 21-14 of Mountain Pass rivals. At halftime, we have San Juan Hills up 23-7 over St. Francis. Dominguez is over Kaiser 14-10. Billy Cardosi, friend of the station here. El Dorado 14-7 over Laguna Beach. Anaheim 25-20 over Hawthorne. Let's see what else. We get anybody close. Baldwin Park 16-0 over Estancia. That one's just still in the first quarter. Got a late start. Upland is down 28-17. La Habra up 20-14 over West Ranch. Bishop Amat is down 27-7 to Sarah late in the second quarter. All right. Let's see. Citrus Valley, we don't have a score on them against Lusinger. We have Mayfair. Village Christians up 10-9 over Mayfair. Let's see what else. Aliso Niguel 14-7 over Lawndale. Patriot 22-14 over Los Altos. The winner of that playing Riverside Poly, who had a fantastic victory last night. And they'll be playing the winner of Patriot and Los Altos. We have Tahquitz 21-15 over St. Anthony, and St. Anthony is heavily favored. So Tahquitz up 21-15 late in the first half. Vista Del Lago's up 17-7 over Marina. They are the wild at-large team out of the Sun Belt. We have Oaks Christian up 21-7 over Chaparral. A little bit of a surprise there. Late in the first quarter, El Camino and Dorsey tied 8-8. Eagle Rock over Taft 26-21. Cypress over Rio Mesa 27-7. Beckman 14, Capistrano 9. These are all late second quarter scores. Let's see what else. Anything of interest here. St. Bonaventure is up over Etowanda 14-13. We don't have a score on Orange Vista. Eisenhower 2-8. Charter Oak, and at large is only down 14-7. Diamond Ranch 12-6 over Orange. Grace Brethren 21-7 over Miller. Verdugo 10, Marshall. That's a LA City game. And I think that's it. That's the fast rundown. We have opening night CAF football round 1. Let's go to some commercials. I need a drink of water.
The Riverside Libraries have new hours and are now open on Sundays. Now you'll have more time to explore, study, and learn about the things that matter to you the most. The new hours for Arlington, Arlanza, Marcy, La Sierra, Orange Terrace, Eastside, and Casablanca libraries are Tuesday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., while the Downtown Main Library is open Tuesday to Thursday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Friday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. To find out more information about the new hours along with events and programs at the library nearest to you, visit riversideca.gov/library.
I'm Cheech Marin, and we're inviting you to reserve your spot for the inaugural showing of Cheech Collects. So get your tickets today. We're looking for you.
Live local. Help support your favorite businesses with the Shop Riverside Community Card. With over 200 Riverside businesses giving exclusive discounts and offers to community card holders, there's something for everyone. Participating organizations sell these cards for only $15 each, with $10 going straight back to the organization itself, making the Shop Riverside Community Card a fantastic way to support your favorite local group. For more information about the Shop Riverside Community Card and to find participating businesses, please visit shopriversidenow.com. And don't forget to live local. Shop Riverside.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Convenient curbside trash collection services promote a clean and healthy Riverside. To help us provide you with top-quality service, we ask you to follow a few key rules. When placing your trash containers for pickup, please observe the following. Place each container with at least 3 feet separation from each other and at least 6 feet from obstructions such as parked cars, fire hydrants, mailboxes, and trees. Your bin should be placed at the curb no later than 5:30 a.m. on your collection day with the arrow on the lid pointed toward the street to ensure your bins get emptied. If you are experiencing issues with your trash collection, or perhaps need a replacement for a damaged trash bin, please contact our customer service call center by using the 311 app or website, or by dialing 951-826-5311 to reach one of our customer service representatives. And for more information about trash services, recycling, or bulky items, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks. The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Convenient curbside trash collection service.
Live local. Help support your favorite businesses with the Shop Riverside Community Card. With over 200 Riverside businesses giving exclusive discounts and offers to community card holders, there's something for everyone. Participating organizations sell these cards for only $15 each, with $10 going straight back to the organization itself, making the Shop Riverside Community Card a fantastic way to support your favorite local group. For more information about the Shop Riverside Community Card and to find participating businesses, please visit shopriversidenow.com. And don't forget to live local. Shop Riverside.
The Riverside City Clerk's Office's mission is to enhance community trust and promote equitable public services by providing accessible and efficient legislative support, digital services, and city records to residents, city council, city staff, and business partners. We prioritize fiscal responsibility and adapt innovative services to meet the ever-changing needs of the community. We strive to provide residents and businesses with responsive and optimal services. So what does that all mean? Our lean and high-performing team is divided among 3 important functions: legislative, administrative support, and resident services. Besides working as a partner with every city department, the city clerk's office is responsible for many public-facing duties such as our passport acceptance facility. The passport team averages over 6,000 applications processed annually, making us the most widely used and highest-performing passport facility in the region. As the keepers of the city's legislative historical record, we are the go-to office for public information requests. On average, our office fulfills over 1,600 requests a year with a 3-day average response time, much faster than the 10 days required by state law. Every 10 years after the U.S. Census, the city is required to redraw its ward boundaries to ensure equal representation, and the city clerk's office is an integral part of that effort. In 2022 and 23, we hosted and attended 40 community meetings to gather input from our residents on how we should reshape Riverside. Visit ReshapeRiverside.com to find out more about this process and to learn about Riverside's new ward boundaries. The city clerk's office is also responsible for municipal elections, as well as the onboarding and swearing in of all newly elected council members and newly appointed board and commission members. Our office processes all applications for new members and provides annual training for the city's legislative bodies. We provide staff and legislative support for 8 of the city's 18 boards and commissions. The city clerk's office also provides agenda processing for city council and committees, as well as the boards and commissions that we support, averaging over 200 agendas processed per year. As the City of Riverside's filing officer, the city clerk is responsible for processing financial disclosure forms for public officials as well as routing contracts for execution. All this work would not be possible without our dedicated team. City clerks truly are the grease that keep the wheels of municipal government turning, and our office is here to support Riverside's residents by ensuring that the decision-making process is transparent to the public, complies with federal, state, and local regulations, and is properly recorded. If you have a public records request, want to know more about the city's legislative history, or have an interest in running for public office, the Riverside City Clerks team is here for you. To find out more, please visit riversideca.gov/cityclerk.
Welcome back, Ramona High. Ghazal Hassan and Jeff Gorham back with you. Did you ever see Anchorman, Jeff?
I've seen it a million times.
That escalated quickly. That's kind of the theme in the first half here. There's the touchdown pass. Peyton Clark, 23 yards to Javen Sawyer. And then after that, it was all Ramona. Sincere Tolbert finds Pater. And then how about this play, the catch and run by Cody Shiner. The one touchdown for San G set up by Jake Valenzuela fumble. And then watch here, Peter Mesa, the senior, gets the pick six all the way back into the end zone for Ramona. And then for good measure, they top it off this play for Jake Valenzuela. One move, and he is gone. Come on, let's go. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown for Ramona. I thought this game was going to come down to the fourth quarter. And that's why I don't make predictions. I make projections, not predictions. I did think the home team probably would have the advantage, but I don't think either of us thought it would be anything like this, Jeff.
No, and we've covered the Rams all season long. I think we've had them on 5 or 6 times this year, and boy, they really have impressed. I haven't seen San Gorgonio. I've gone by scores. They're 9-1, and I'll tell you what, this has just been a wake-up call. I mean, Ramona is ready for the playoffs, and it looks like Ken Mashinsky is going to get that 4th year in a row.
Yeah, 4th straight win on the first round. They beat Kaiser, and obviously they lost 2 very close games in league to Patriot and to Hillcrest, and I'm wondering if you flip those 2 games, maybe the Rams are in D9. Kaiser's in D9, so that's kind of what I was thinking, was perhaps they're maybe playing down a little bit just because of those 2 games. And here's Jose Martinez with the approach, and we're underway here in the second half. Carolina from the 10. McGowan wraps him up and then waits for help to show up, and they'll mark him up to the 21-yard line, and that's where San Gorgonio will start it off. And I mean, we're looking at the schedule. The opponents for Ramona, 480 winning percentage. The opponents for San G, a 390 winning percentage. But this is the 4th game in 5 where San G is on the road. And they got a road win at Arroyo Valley and a road win at Bloomington. Neither of those places, Jeff, are easy places to win. But to be fair, those teams are in Division 12 and 13. And maybe if San G's playing down in Division 12, they're rolling a little bit. But it could also just be, hey, today was Ramona's night. Screen pass out of the backfield incomplete. That was intended for Jaden Edgar, 2nd down coming up.
And I think it's more of the latter. It's just not their day, as we just saw that play.
And it happens.
It does. We saw it last week with Ramona against Norte Vista. I mean, this is not the team we saw last week.
No. No. Well, I mean, listen, it was a 14-7 game, and then Martinez hits the field goal to make it 17-7. So they stuck with Novi for a half and don't – well, we'll get back to it after this play, 2nd and 10. Line is the 22. Clark to throw, fling to the outside, and making a move on the ball, nearly picked off again. That's Royce Mendoza. One-on-one coverage with Javen Sawyer was the intended receiver. 3rd and 10 coming up. I'm wondering if the physicality of Novi last week really prepared Ramona for what they wanted to do this week. Not that CNG has been as physical as Novi, but Ken Mashinsky goes back to the drawing board and says, okay, now we need to do to them what Novi did to us.
Yeah, and they came out and ready to play. That line really has been the difference for the Rams so far tonight against that defensive front for CNG. That offensive line has been stellar.
3rd and 10. Here comes pressure. Clark scrambling out to his left, looking down the field. And Olawuyi there, one-on-one coverage for Morales, incomplete, 4th down for San Gorgonio. And really,
there's a flag on the play, too.
We'll wait to sort out the flag. Again, our white hat today is Jeff Roberts from Stone Mountain, Georgia, and pass interference. So the drive will be kept alive. First penalty here in the second half will go on the Rams. It'll be a 15-yard mark-off, and been tight coverage all night, and perhaps not really a good angle there to see it.
And I think the flag was actually, I think the call was about 15 yards from where the actual throw was. I think there was a shoving past that 5 yards.
42-7, that is the correct score. Ramona against CNG, first round Division 11 game. Ramona, although they're 5-5, they're the home team and the 5 seed, and it looks pretty accurate right now in terms of what the committee had. Sawyer on the end around on the reverse, turns the corner, he gets to midfield, and he breaks into some open space, breaks one tackle, but they'll engage with him at about the 31-yard line, and they'll mark him down there.
And that's going to be a face mask. That's going to be another big penalty.
33-yard run for Sawyer. So he's got 50 yards on 2 carries, and a flag came in late.
Yeah, it looks like I think it's going to be a – let's see here.
What does Jeff Roberts have to say?
I think it's a face mask. Let's see. Or a horse collar. There's the face mask.
Personal foul, so 15 more yards. So 2 penalties already against Ramona for 30 yards. And they tried this play in the first half as well. It worked a little bit better this time. Sawyer was able to break a couple of tackles and get all the way down to the 30. And in trying to bring him down, somebody pulled him down with the face mask. And 1st and 10 from the 15 for San Gorgonio. And maybe this can get them going. Clark dancing. Lefty throws it out. Intercepted. That's Jordan Daniel. And they say Daniel stepped out of bounds. Second pick thrown by Clark.
And a flag on the play here.
So they mark him out at about the 11. Let's see what the flag's all about. Well, Jeff Roberts getting his appearance fee worth.
Here's the play.
He's getting a lot of camera time. So now a face mask on San Gorgonio. So move it up to the 26, tack on 15 more. So the Spartans moving the ball, and the pick from Jordan Daniel turns it back over to the Rams. So 11:09 to play in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. First-year starter at quarterback, Jeremiah Acosta, and he's really done a great job for the Rams this season. Low snap, picked up by Tolbert, and he's pulled down after about a 5-yard loss. Diving in to make the play for San Gorgonio. That's Adrian Favela, who's one of their junior defensive linemen. And Coach Chaddock says of him, he's undersized, but he's got a motor. He gets to the quarterback, has 5 sacks on the year. That won't obviously count as a sack, but it's the loss back to the 21.
I'll tell you what, he could have almost caught the snap. That was so quick in there.
Here comes Favela standing up and blitzing. The completion, the 25-yard line, making the catch, Antonio Lerma. Lerma with about a 4-yard gain. So Lerma, his second catch on the night. Now 7 for 11 through the air is Jeremiah Acosta. Flag comes in. Another touchdown for Jason McMain's crew, Jeff. They're up 21-0 into the second half. So Poly with the win yesterday. Ramona leading big here. And King up 3 scores. Encroachment called on San Gorgonio.
It is now 14-7 in favor of Loyola over Norte Vista in the third quarter.
3rd and 6. Acosta hesitates, finds Mendoza for the first down. Mendoza twists forward out of the tackle of Sawyer and leans forward to about the 33-yard line. So 4th down coming up. First down coming up. Sticks move up.
Simi Valley putting the hurt to Rancho Verde. 28-13.
1st and 10 from the 39. Acosta getting the ball out of his hands quickly. There's Valenzuela. Valenzuela, another broken tackle, and he'll be pushed out at the 45-yard line. I believe that was Alvarez. So 16 more yards on the play. Valenzuela's 3rd catch. He's got 35 yards. Unofficially, I have Acosta 9 of 13 for 113 yards and a couple of touchdowns. That's off because I didn't include the catch by Valenzuela. Another touchdown, Jake Valenzuela. Takes it 45 yards to the house. 2nd touchdown for Valenzuela, so that's 5 catches now for Valenzuela. 148 yards, 2 TDs.
Wow.
So Acosta now 3 touchdown passes. 1 to Shiner, 2 to Valenzuela. So a big night for Jeremiah Acosta. Martinez the PAT, and it's 49-7.
That's a shocker.
It is. It really is. Kind of similar to the play with Shiner, not as far downfield. More of an out than a slant, but a touchdown either way.
Make sure you stick around tonight for the pep rally, 11 p.m. Have all the scores, highlights, and interviews.
Jeff Gorham, Pep Fernandez. Is John Rice going to be there?
John Rice will be there. He's moved in. We got him a little studio apartment connected to the studio.
Stove or a hot plate?
Hot plate. Can't afford a stove, so we got a hot plate. You got a hot plate, one of those things that keeps your mug of coffee warm with hot air. And we don't feed him. We don't feed John Rice.
Carolina from about the 12. And down he goes at about the 25-yard line. 13-yard return. Wow. I mean, you look at the scoreboard and not what we expected tonight. And Ramona has been very, very good. And, around this time last week, we were going back, hey, are they going to make it? Are they going to be in? Are they not going to be in?
I think they deserve to be in, apparently.
Yeah. Point made, Ken Mashinsky. Point made.
Oh, touche.
First and 10 from the 25. Trick play. Long pass downfield intended for Sawyer, and he can't reel it in. That was Jacob Russell throwing the ball, and Sawyer was open but couldn't reel it in. Incomplete, second down.
That was a good play. Jordan Daniel coming out, gimping off the field here. Hopefully he's okay. That's a pretty good throw.
Is in a double coverage, Mendoza there, and Sawyer couldn't reel it in though.
Hit him right in a bad spot, right in the hands.
Second down.
I haven't used that this much this year. That used to be my go-to.
Whitmore split out, playing in the slot rather than the tight end. Clark gets it out to Morales, and Mesa with him. Mesa, the first tackler there, and then a couple other Ramona uniforms show up. They'll mark it up to about the 27-yard line, third down coming up. So Morales just 3 catches for 15 yards. He came in averaging over 15 yards a catch. In fact, they had 3 receivers averaging 15 yards or more. Morales, 38 catches, averaged 15. Sawyer, 35 catches, averaged nearly 19. And Tyson, 18 catches, averaged over 20. Clark throwing, complete. 26-yard, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. That's Francisco Morales, fourth down.
Yeah, we did have a score of Hillcrest. I believe they were down 25-7, I think, at halftime over Linfield
Christian. Yeah.
Our friend Deshaun Burns doing some damage down in Temecula. As Linfield is beating Hillcrest. So Hillcrest right now is the only Hillcrest and Norte Vista, the only 2 schools that are down here.
There's 5 Riverside schools playing today, including California School for the Deaf.
And Norte Vista just gave up another one. They're down 21-7 now.
Bustamante's kick bounces. It'll go roll to about the 30. In fact, call it the 29-yard line. So a 46-yard kick, no return. That's where Ramona will start at 7:02 left here in the third quarter. They have a 49-7 lead. Jeff just mentioned Norte Vista now trailing 21-7. Getting back to an early discussion we were having, I was down on the field before the game chatting with Ken Mashinsky. And, you know, the River Valley League has been pretty good. 3 teams won games last year. 2 years ago, Ramona won a game. Arlington went all the way and won not only a CIF championship, but played in the state final. So in recent years, the River Valley League has been pretty good. And, you know, obviously the committee felt that way. They let Ramona in as an at-large, and it's looking like they made the right choice. Acosta trying to bounce it outside, turns the corner. Acosta still on his feet. He'll get pushed out, I believe, before he gets to midfield.
He went down pretty hard over there on the sideline. Hopefully he is okay. He tripped over some. I think he tripped over the yard markers. He tripped over something. I saw. Yeah, let's see here. It looked like his. Hopefully he's okay. Yeah, he's up. But watch, he trips over something here.
Trying to get to the outside. I think I tangled up. His feet got tangled up with one of the players.
And a TV landed on him.
Oh, that's not pleasant.
Yeah, that's like wrestling. Got hit with a TV.
So 26-yard pickup for Acosta. He's now over 100 yards rushing on the game, in addition to being over 200 yards passing on the game. So a timeout.
Our friends over, Nick Rice and J.R. Ibarra.
No friends of mine. No, they're your friends, not my friends.
Well, you know what they do is they give out game balls.
Okay.
They give out game balls. I don't. So look at that. Let's take a look at some of these scores here. 28-0. Jason McMains. Rancho. What do they call those? The green Rancho Verde.
Tolbert right up the middle. Tolbert to the second level. He'll go down at the 35-yard line. 12 more yards for Tolbert. He's at 183 yards unofficially on 12 carries. And you were joking at halftime, those are Bo Bruin's numbers.
He's going to take you know what? They're going to hang up his number instead of Bo. If he wins it, if they win it all, you got to give it. You got to hang up Sincere Tolbert's number in the rafters. I know our friends that played at Ramona last year are watching tonight. I know Nate Johnson's up at UC Santa Barbara.
Gaucho, really?
Yeah, he's like a frat guy too, I heard.
Hope he stays out of Isla Vista. It can be dangerous.
Yeah.
Yes. Acosta dancing, looking down the field. He's got plenty of time, looking for it all. Throwing it up for Mendoza. Intercepted. Nice play made on the ball by John Rubio. And Rubio still on his feet to midfield. He'll be knocked out of bounds, gets into Ramona territory. So the first interception.
And a flag down about the 33-yard line.
So Acosta going up top and the interception by Rubio. Rubio in coverage normally is at linebacker, but again, plays angles well according to his coach. He's their leading tackler coming in. 119 tackles. That is his second interception of the year, and says, hey, he's just one of those kids who just is always hustling.
And that ball is I think that ball is just thrown too high.
A little too much air, yeah, because Rubio comes over and actually bumps into his own man Sawyer before he gets up to speed. The penalty will be on San Gorgonio, so the interception will stand, but they'll move back. While we're at it, we should give credit to the big boys up front for Ramona. Aaron Diaz, Joel Nunez, Ian Stevens, Richard Mora, Nadal Salman have been doing a great job tonight in terms of the run block and in a pass protection as well. And what Ken Mashinsky said is the one thing we need from those guys, we need them to continue to be relentless beyond that first level to open things up for the running game. That was an issue last weekend against Norte Vista.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem to be a problem at all today. They've just been, it's been a dominant effort.
Mission accomplished. So Tolbert looking like he's having a career best game. I believe his career best before today was 166 yards. That would have been against Hillcrest back on October 6th. So 1st and 10 for San Gorgonio. Carolina over the 10 falls forward for a couple of yards. We're talking with Chris Chaddock before the game, and definitely the cupboard not bare for next year. And you hate to be thinking of next year already, but his first year at the helm of the program, they really flipped it. They went from 2-8 last year to 9-1 this year. And I remember we were talking, and I asked him, I said, what? He's like, well, I really assessed the talent. And I looked at, and Dylan Carolina is a perfect example. He was playing mostly defense last year, and he goes, he's our biggest, strongest guy, wanted the ball in his hands. Clark dancing. Clark throwing, it's a little bit low, incomplete. Intended receiver was Jacob Whitmore, the senior tight end. 3rd down coming up. But we talked about in the open, Jeff. Chaddock showed up at Indian Springs. They've been playing varsity football for 6 years and never made the playoffs. His 3rd year, they went on a run in the Division 13. They got to the semifinal. His first year taking over Sanji, his alma mater, 9-1. Okay, not working out tonight, but building blocks, the foundation's in place.
No, there's only I think there's 3 coaches that are brand new first-year coaches. The modern-day coach,
right,
Chris Chaddock, and one other guy that has turned the program around or had more wins.
The reverse, here's Tyson, and nice tackle. Making the tackle, Troy Long, and 4th down coming up.
So 34-20, Simi Valley over Rancho Verde. That's the 3rd time they've run that tonight.
A little trickery, but not fooling anybody. And we mentioned the offensive line for Ramona. Hey, you gotta give a big tip of the cap to Gabe Guzman and how the defense played today. And,
yes.
We talk about it every time. They're so fundamentally sound. Bustamante. Blocked.
There's a safety.
Touchdown.
Oh, touchdown.
The big fella on it, Gavin McGowan, gets the touchdown for Ramona on the block punt.
Is that him right there,
Yeah.
88?
McGowan missed most of the year with a broken arm
He still has a cast on that thing.
and got the touchdown. Look what I found after the punt was blocked in the end zone. So 55
I thought the ball went out of bounds. That would have been a safety then,
out of
correct?
the end zone, correct?
Yeah.
Would have been a safety.
Because I saw the ref he started to do it. He started to give the signal.
Yeah, it's like a yoga pose, right?
It is, if you ever do it, you got to stand on one leg and hold it,
The PAT.
like this.
I remember when my niece was like 4, we would tell her to do yoga, and she would do the safety. You
Yes.
know? And they're from Ohio, where football is really big. So Martinez with the PAT, 56-7, and they've scored defensively, they've scored offensively, Jeff, and now they've scored on special teams. Have a look at the block punt.
Yeah, let's see here.
So high snap. Who got in there?
Oh, he just caught it.
Yeah.
That was a great play. I didn't know he just caught it, and he has a cast on his arm.
So McGowan recovers the block punt. And it's 56-7 with 4:25 to play in the third quarter. First round Division 11 playoff matchup here. So the Riverside teams at home are doing pretty well. Combined score between King and Ramona now, 77-7.
Wow.
Hopefully Ken Batdorf can channel some of that magic out there in L.A. The Wolves have added another touchdown. 28-0 King leading Lakewood. And here comes the return from San Gorgonio. This is Dylan Carolina pounding up over the 30-yard line. I mean, this is big for Ramona, Jeff. This is really big for them here to come out 4th straight year winning a first-round game, particularly I know coaches hate when you say this, Jeff. It's a rebuilding year for them, no?
Yes, it is a rebuild. Shocking of a rebuild.
So Carolina from about the 8 sidles up, and then at the 30-yard line where he's taken down. 1st and 10 for San Gorgonio. Complete to Sawyer, and Sawyer's off to the races. He's got that track speed, and he is gone. 90 yards, 70 yards. Javen Sawyer takes it to the house. 56-13.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was going to catch him. Is he the leg on or the anchor on that 4x100?
That's Tyson.
What? There's another guy that's faster than him?
But Sawyer's another track guy, And Chris Chaddock, he thinks that Sawyer will play at the next level. Bunch of track guys on this team, a lot of speed on San Gorgonio. Haven't really had much of a chance to showcase it tonight.
It's like Ronaldo Nehemiah.
He was a hurdler.
Yeah, remember
But he wasn't as good as Edwin Moses.
But he played. Remember he
That's
played,
right. Played for the Niners, right?
Yeah, your Willie Galt was another good one.
Going for 2. Carolina stumbling. And he's brought down, so the 2-point conversion fails. And 56-13, but a little bit for San Gorgonio to get excited about. It was a great play. Here's the kickoff. Comes out to the 30, and then the next play, Clark finds Sawyer, and then he's gone. Lerma trying to catch him, and he simply will not. Trying to get the angle, couple of rams, but Sawyer to the finish line.
Just ran about a 9.8.
When you see a guy who's really the way they run,
yes,
because it's so efficient, they look so fast. You're trying to catch him, and it's just so hopeless.
Were you fast as a kid?
No, hell no.
Do you think if you and I race right now, I wonder if we would break anything?
No, I'd be okay.
We wouldn't break any records. We would break some bones.
I'll race you in the mile.
Oh, I won't do that. I'll die. I've had a heart attack, my friend. I can't do that.
Well, I'm sorry.
But can we run?
It got real dark there. Onside kick fielded by Brandon Ruiz at midfield, and Ramona will come away with it with 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter. 56-13. Ghazal Hassan with you. Pleasant story time with Jeff Gorham talking about his health ailments.
Okay, so next Friday night, are you going to be in town? Are you?
So here's how we're doing it.
Week.
I'm calling a game in Idaho on Thursday.
Idaho what?
Yeah, and I normally would never do this.
Okay.
But I'm taking the 5 a.m. flight to come back to L.A. so I can call the game if we have a game tomorrow. If we have it next week.
Next week.
Next Friday.
Oh, we have games. Now here's the kicker. Next Friday night, because we have an RCC game the following day. We go out and we run a 50 in my street.
Tolbert trying to find the edge, and he'll lose a yard. Nice job, Tyson out there. Alvarez also.
So you ready?
At least 200. We got to do at least 200 yards.
No, 50
is embarrassing.
50 feet, not 50 yards. 50 feet.
Half the track. Come on, Jeff. You can do half the track.
No, I can't. I want to race in my front in my street.
Oh, we'll do that. We could do that.
Yeah,
we do that all the time.
We'll have the kids. We'll time us and we'll run through tape.
It'll be like everybody's All-American. Remember when they had the race? Dennis Quaid and Carl Lumley raced. Second and 2. Here's Tolbert running. Breaks one tackle. Still on his feet. He'll be taken down at about the 42-yard line. 7-yard pickup. Tackle made on the play for San G by Albert Lara, the junior. Now, Albert Lara is a great story, right? He's an English learner. So Chris Chaddick.
That's right. He had to learn Spanish.
Learned a little bit of Spanish to kind of for quick adjustments, right? So he can hear him. Don't have to think about it.
Have you ever heard my Spanish?
No.
No?
I have not. Do you speak? How well do you speak?
Está Susana en casa.
En casa.
That means Susan's in the house or in la sala.
Third down coming up and a timeout taken by Chris Chaddick.
I took Latin for 4 years. I took medical Latin for the 5th year.
Caecilius es mendax. Caecilius es corpus. Latin?
Yeah, but I took Latin here at look, there's the
so we're going to the Mustangs are coming back.
It made a comeback.
Come back.
It sounds delicious, the Rancho Verde with the green sauce.
So SIMI Valley. And now it's going to be Rancho Verde football, so never count out the Zomals.
Zomals. Sounds like a shake.
The Zomalt Bowl last week. How about that?
Yeah, the brothers.
And my guy Ahmad Noor.
Oh, look, they're right there. There's.
Yeah. My guy Ahmad Noor is the defensive coordinator for the Mustangs. His unit obviously didn't do very well. I'm kidding, of course. I'm teasing. So 34-27.
Where is he?
These defenses, the offense is going out. Defensive coordinator. He was at Hillcrest. He was with Travis.
Yeah.
So this is bonus coverage, guys. We will get back. It's a timeout on the field right now between Ramona and San Gorgonio, called by Chris Chaddick, the San Gorgonio head coach.
Okay.
So we're bringing you bonus coverage of Simi Valley. This is Teen Vision, by the way.
Tim Hatch is on the call.
Hatch from Detroit. Over the right side. And the Mustangs, and now we're back. That's Division 5, correct?
Yes. I'm being attacked by bugs. I got attacked by a praying mantis earlier.
I know. I saw that.
If you would have grabbed it, they kill black widows.
The praying mantises?
Have you ever seen the praying mantis destroy a hornet?
I have not.
I'm going to show it to you in a minute. I'm going to find it. It's one of the most intriguing videos I've ever seen.
Acosta, the handoff. Here's Tolbert toting it. And Tolbert dives forward to the 35-yard line. Will not have the first. Or he will have the first down. So to the 35.
Okay, here it is. Look at that video right there. Look at that.
Wow.
Would you fight a praying mantis?
Sure, I would fight a praying mantis.
Look, he's destroying that thing. There's nothing going on right now, so you can look at this. Oh, personal foul on.
They're going to call offsetting personal fouls. We'll replay the down. Oh no, it was after the play, so they're gonna make it a first down.
So yeah, I faced mortal danger. You've already grabbed a bee with two bare fingers,
yeah.
Which was the toughest thing I've ever seen. That's what made me like you.
I did something stupid, so you liked me.
I just figured if we're ever in a dark alley and we have to fight, I know you can grab a bee with your two fingers.
Mesa veering to the left side, spins down inside the 30 for about 5 yards. 2nd and 5 coming up. Peter Mesa Had a touchdown run earlier, had a pick six earlier.
He almost landed in the arms of Bracamonte. Did you see that? He could have carried him like a baby. Watch at the end of this play.
Could have caught him.
Watch. Seriously. He flipped right into him.
Is that like a Cyndi Lauper song?
Just grab him.
If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Bracamonte was there waiting.
He was. Just catch him like a baby.
Under a minute to play in the third quarter, 56-13. Ramona on top. Looking for their fourth straight first-round win in the CIF playoffs. And here's Tolbert bouncing it outside on the right side, trying to string him out. Nice job there by Lara to string him out, and then that's where the reinforcements show up. Third down coming up as we're down to the end of the third quarter. Thanks for joining us on Riverside TV. Jeff Gorham with me. My name is Ghazal Hassan, and we got the entire award-winning Riverside TV crew. They've won numerous awards. Not just for their football coverage, but for their weekly shows they produce. And let's go to some bonus coverage here of Simi Valley and Rancho Verde. You see the clock ticking there, 9:13 to play, and it's going to be a punt for Rancho Verde. So they're down one score, 34-27, and Zomalt playing the field possession game. Here comes a flag. We'll have to sort that flag out as well. We're changing sides here.
Look at that. We've got Lakewood King. Oh, they're 35-6.
Jason McMains.
Names. The Wolves are eating the Lancers.
So 35-6. So Riverside doing pretty well tonight as King over Lakewood 35-6. And then here it's 56-13 Ramona over San Gorgonio. Good regional matchup. Riverside against San Bernardino.
The Dino, as they say.
But I do think the future is bright for Sanji with Chris Chaddock at the helm, Jeff.
Always. He's a rock star. What'd you say? He just comes in and he's like Gordon Gekko.
He's like Gordon Gekko. It was kind of ironic, right? Here's the Tolbert diving forward for the first down, 6 more yards for him. I said he is not a builder of programs, he's a liberator of them, which is kind of a joke. But no, he does. He's like a Bill Parcells. He comes in and the team gets better. And he's got a great staff. That's the other thing. He's got a great staff. We talked to Gary Hedlund earlier. He was the head coach at La Sierra for many years. Then we saw your old buddy Andy Martinez. And that's a tackle by the freshman. Lala Ta'uili, the freshman who they really think they're really high on at San Gorgonio.
Did you hear Hedlund say, he teaches PE, elementary school PE now.
Okay.
And he said
I did not know that.
He said he walked like 33 miles or 300 miles last month.
First and 10 from the 21. Here's Tolbert. Breaks the first tackle. Tolbert still on his feet, driving forward. And Holmes pulls him down at about the 16-yard line. Well, you can relate to that. You have young kids. You're always running around.
Yeah, but it's not by choice. It's by I have to. Yeah, you're always around.
Yeah.
We're always busy, the Gorhams.
Johnny's, fast Johnny is very fast. Here's Tolbert again, running straight up, and he's a tough guy to bring down. And then, of course, Luke is always all over the place. Your young son.
He's a maniac. Football season's over as of today. They went winless.
Well, they got to give him the ball. Let me talk to their coach. Give me his number.
I fired him. I went to the Flag Football Association and had my son's coach fired.
Second down. Mesa bouncing it outside. Mesa still on his feet, stumbling forward. He'll go down inside the 5 at about the 2-yard line. 19 more yards for Peter Mesa. Flag on the play. Look at Acosta politely handing it to Jeff Roberts, who earlier today threw a flag at Jeff Gorham.
He threw a flag at
We've not forgotten, Jeff. Not you, Jeff. Him, Jeff.
Yeah, he threw a flag. I was sitting down.
Well, Jeff on Jeff crime.
It was.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, it was like, whoa. You just threw a flag at me, and I haven't done anything.
So holding against Ramona, their third penalty here in the second half. Their previous 2 penalties had been personal fouls, and they had a personal foul earlier that offset. So they'll move the ball back to the 25-yard line. clock moving. Under 10 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. The Rams have this one well in hand. They led 42-7 at the half. And they outscored San Gorgonio 14-0 in the third quarter. CNG has put up 6 here in the fourth quarter. A big 70-yard touchdown pass to Sawyer. And here's Tolbert running between the tackles. And down he goes at about the 20, so 6 more yards for Tolbert. So Tolbert is near 200. He may be over right at I have him at 207 unofficially, so over 200 yards for the game for Sincere Tolbert. And Tolbert's back next year.
They got a great young freshman. Oh, personal foul on San G. They got a great young running back, too. I wish I knew the kid's name. They're going to be pretty good to watch next year, the Rams. Got to find a quarterback, though. Who's going to step up next?
They have 3 of their offensive linemen back. You know, Cody Shiner could step up. He was in the competition with Jeremiah Acosta, and Jeremiah won it, the senior. And next year,
right.
Cody will be a senior.
Shiner's a quick little guy.
A little bigger than Jeremiah, but you know, we saw him play a little bit of receiver this year. Of course, saw his mom, Lauren. She's the softball coach here at Ramona High. He's a Ramona Hall of Famer, right?
You're darn right she is. I'm not.
I heard you're going to be nominated.
Yeah, I get nominated every year and miss. That's right. Like I said, I want to be put in posthumously so my sons can talk about me.
First and goal from the 9.
20 years from now.
They're uplifting talk from Jeff Gorham. Heart attack posthumously. It is a couple days after Halloween. We'll let it go. Mesa bouncing inside and then ridden down, making the tackle Rashawn Holmes. About the 7-yard line, 2 more yards.
We've said Holmes a lot tonight.
Yeah, Rashawn Holmes is the outside linebacker, a sophomore. Sideline to sideline linebacker. He is the second leading tackler for San Gorgonio. Chris Chaddock believes, he's a young guy now. Grows, matures. He's got a chance to play at the next level.
Nice.
He's a great IQ, great kid from what Coach Chaddock tells me.
Chaddock is a character guy. He's not going to have any dirt clods on his team or ding-dongs.
Second down. Keeping it. Acosta. Slips into the end zone for the touchdown. And that's the coup de grace from the senior QB. Touchdown, Ramona. So it looks like we do have the running clock. Acosta slips in. 8-yard TD run. I'm wondering now, you're an old Ramona guy. What's the most points they've ever put up in a playoff game?
I'm going to have to say it. You had Don Markham here. I bet they hit 60. I don't know if they ever did it in the playoffs, though. Holy smokes.
This is the same end zone, and Martinez swings the leg and makes it 63. This is the same end zone, Jeff, in 2019 in the far corner of the end zone where Esperanza stopped Dante Roby on a 2-point conversion to claim the Division 13 championship that year. The fake, and Acosta now busting it inside into the end zone. He's thrown for 2, now he's run for 1.
See, we can't give out game balls. Let's give out like a game sock or a shoe. You look so happy when
I mean, what? It's like so somebody else does something unoriginal, so we have to do something unoriginal? Is that what it is?
No, I think a shoe, an old shoe. I got one in my car. We can hand out an old shoe award.
Dude, we're both kind of food-oriented guys. How about we give out the Victory Taco? Or Victory. Good. We're talking burritos today.
Burritos.
Victory Burrito. How about that?
A Rancho Verde burrito?
Yeah, Rancho Verde. There you go.
Nope.
And it looks like it'll be a flag. Mesa was running out. I think they already had enough players on the field. And so Ken Mashinsky, seeing that, I guess signaled for a timeout to avoid the penalty here. Well, they didn't because they didn't stop the clock. Now they'll stop the clock.
No, they're not going to stop the clock. Oh, they are. I didn't think they would.
Line judge Joel Rogers wanting them to stop the clock, and they won't.
So, hey,
where do they think they are? RCC? No, I'm kidding.
Hey, how about those Tigers? Tigers! What if they outscored their opponents 109?
It's 163-0. They've shut out their opponents. Shut out for the month of October. And listen, the first two, okay, you shut out Saddleback. That's saying something. I mean, that's big.
Huge.
Saddleback, I think, was 5th in the state in points per game.
They didn't even get in the red zone.
No. Carolina from the 1. Up to about the 17. And that's where San Gorgonio will tee it up.
You like the kettle corn. Every time there's kettle corn sold, you buy it, don't you?
I'm a fan of kettle corn because they air pop it. So I enjoy when kettle corn is air popped.
Well, is there any other way to do it? If it's kettle corn, it has to be air popped.
Right. I don't know. It's like I picked it up from. You know, who I picked it up from. You know who's a big popcorn guy?
No.
The great Santa Barbara gaucho, Carrick DeHart.
Carrick DeHart?
Yeah.
I remember him.
When he would coach, when he did women's basketball at UCR, we got to a place where there was popcorn.
He coached at UCR?
He was a women's coach under John Margaritis for about 3 years. First down from the 17. Here's the give to Carolina over the right side. About 5 yards on the play. Yeah, he had this pregame ritual where he would need, if it was air pop, if they were popping it on the, not the prepackaged, right?
Yeah.
If they were popping it there, you'd always get a box of popcorn.
Really?
And I picked the habit up from him, yeah. I mean, any guy who can put up 30 on UNLV, got my respect.
I was at that game.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Clark throwing. Picked off. Pick 6 for Mendoza. 70-burger. And the senior is just stepping up today, Jeff, for Ram High. We saw Acosta, we saw Valenzuela, and now here's Royce Mendoza. And what a year for him. Injured the hand, couldn't play offense for a little bit, but you see the cast off today, and what a game he has had on defense. And the defense has really spoken out for Ramona tonight, Jeff.
It's unbelievable how well they've played. It is truly, truly unbelievable. Mendoza just came through again. I mean, I don't even know what to tell you.
So here's the interesting thing is now that they're up big, there are people playing who don't normally play.
They don't know
so you
where
see
they're
guys
going.
running in and out. Jose Martinez has been very good today. And he is perfect on PATs. 10 for 10. That's got to be a record.
It has to be.
That's got to be a record.
Look at that.
70. There'll be nights, there's Royce Mendoza, the pick 6. There'll be nights where the Ramona basketball team, Jeff, doesn't score 70 points. And the football team put up 70. And this is a league champion. You know, this is not San Gorgonio, 9-1, 5-0 Skyline League champs. And you're doing this to them.
70.
70.
7-0. Oh, you don't like 0. 7.
Well, you can say 0. It is 7-0.
Oh.
We'll have to go into the archives to find out. We'll have to contact your good friend EPJ.
Don't ask him. He doesn't know anything. Let's ask John Tibbles.
Okay.
Harry Paul Johnson's like a soccer guy or a flag football. He's a flag football guru.
Him and Rusty Bailey?
Rusty Bailey. He was a league champ.
Blake Slayton on the return. And flag comes in on the backside. We'll see what that's all about. But all over, really, but the shouting here. We're under 2 minutes to play in regulation. And, man, what a game today. I don't know that it could have gone any better for Ramona. I don't know that it could have gone any worse for San Gorgonio.
I think it was both. I think you are correct.
I mean, it's one of those things. You'll have these games. I remember Petros Papadakis was talking about when he played at USC. Remember, he played for Paul Hackett. And he is, he always jokes about, I was the captain of the worst USC team in recent memory. And he talks about, and it happens to good teams too every once in a while, the penalty is on Ramona. Every once in a while, a game just gets away from you, you know. And
I had many of those, coaching.
you look up, and you're down 35-0, and then nothing's going right, and there's nothing to do, because the harder you try, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
So I think that's a little bit what San Gorgonio experienced tonight, because we know they're a pretty good. I mean, the record proves they're a pretty good team. They've been on the road 4 of their last 5, and they won in a couple. We talked about Bloomington and we talked about Arroyo Valley. Those are 2 pretty tough places to go get wins, Jeff.
Real tough.
But Ramona, everything went Ramona's way tonight. The stars aligned for the Rams. They're moving on in the Division 11 playoffs. Here's the handoff. Carrying the ball, Caleb Alexander, and the clock continues to move.
I think they're going to call the game right now.
Flag comes in, but the clock continues to move, and that'll be all. I think you're right, Jeff. 70-13, Ramona with a very impressive first-round win. And, you know, I'm an old baseball guy, so you always, whenever you see these types of games, a kind of little suplex there, that's what drew the flag. You say, hey, save the points for next week, but can't do that. The Rams with the win, 70-13 in this first-round playoff matchup with San Gorgonio. We'll hear from Ken Mashinsky momentarily. Jeff Gorham, what are your thoughts?
I'll tell you what, this was one of the finer games we've seen Ramona play. Best game of the year by far. But they came in with a game plan and stuck to it. Didn't make many mistakes. We've talked about that. And the offense and defense both shined. I mean, incredible dominating performance from the Rams.
You knew that San Gorgonio had the speed advantage. Ramona neutralized it on defense. Let's be honest. They did a great job on the defensive side. And then on the offensive side, Ken Mashinsky told me all week, or this week, he said, listen, I need more from my guys up front. I need more from my offensive line. He got that.
He got it all. He got that and some, and he got some experience. I mean,
and the seniors stepped up. That's the other thing that happened.
They really did. You know, Sincere Tolbert started the game and just was great the entire time. Didn't seem to wither at all. They played hard and a complete game. Best game we've seen all year from the Rams.
Acosta, Valenzuela, Mendoza, Mesa, those
Shiner.
Seniors. The seniors, though.
Yes.
Seniors, though, were the key. And, you know, maybe they got robbed a little bit last year, not having Bo Bruins, not having Jake Valenzuela for the playoffs. But this year they would not be cheated, and they got the win here, 70-13. And now there's some trash talk going on down on the field. You hate to see that after a game like this. A big win for Ramona. Disappointing end for San Gorgonio, but, you know, they'll be back. I think Chris Chaddock's going to do a great job with that program. He's home. It's his alma mater, and they're going to build something over there, Jeff.
Yeah, and he's going to make it his own. He's going to put a stamp on this program that will live for years. He is a guy that works so hard, and he'll get these guys going. Look to see them rebound next year.
We have Ken Mashinsky down on the field. 70-13, his Rams over San Gorgonio. And can you hear me, Coach?
I can. Yes, I can.
First of all, congratulations on the win today.
Thank you.
Let's start with, when we talked earlier this week, you said, hey, my offensive line needs to work past that first level. I'll read you the numbers. Unofficially, I think I had Sincere for 17 carries, 206 yards. Clearly, they did their jobs.
Yeah, you know, we were coming out and we said we need to play a complete game, not only offensively but defensively, and the boys came out. I mean, we had 2 pick sixes, and Sincere ran great. Offensive line did a good job, and our defense tackled very, very well. 29-21 for San G. They're beasts, and they're super fast, and our kids were able to slow them down a little bit, and they did a great job, and it was a great team win.
Jeff and I always talk about it, Coach. A signature of your program is how fundamentally sound you are in terms of tackling. What a job by your defense. You touched on it a little bit. What did you guys do? Was there something schematically you did, or was it just a matter of, hey, stay in your lane, stay on your assignment, be disciplined, and go on from there?
Yeah, I think we our game plan was trying to control the line of scrimmage. We knew that they had speed, but we have some speed too, and we were able to control the line. And our linebackers ran around, made plays. Our corners and safeties came up, made big tackles on 29 and 21. We eliminated 4 a little bit on the outside, and then offense was able to put some points on the board. Again, it was just a great win for Ramona against a very, very good San G team.
You mentioned the pick sixes. I want to talk about 3 of your seniors. Peter Mesa, you and I discussed him over this weekend. Royce Mendoza and Jake Valenzuela. Jake didn't have a great week last week against Novi, had a big week this week. And then obviously Mesa with the pick 6, Mendoza with the pick 6. Peter Mesa also had a touchdown run on the football. Those 3 seniors, give me a little bit about, it's got to be gratifying to you, 4-year program guys, for them to have a big game like this.
Yeah. Jake struggled a little bit against Norte Vista, though, and Tejan. And Tejan's a great DB. But he persevered through it, had a great week of practice, and came out and made some big plays for us. Jeremiah threw the ball very well. He ran the offense and controlled it. And, again, the O-line really came and played solid. And that's what we needed. And we knew that if they were able to eliminate the blitz, Andy Martinez and Kenny Lawler over there do a great job on the defense. We were able to eliminate the blitz and get up at the second level and put some points on the board.
Last question from me, Coach. I want to talk about your reluctant quarterback. I mean, Jeremiah Acosta, and Jeff and I always talk about when you're in a playoff situation, your quarterback's going to need to make some plays to win you a game. Well, I don't think it really came down to him today because it was a full team effort, but what a big game he had. He made a bunch of plays for you. Your senior quarterback, who didn't even really want to play quarterback, but he's taken over that role for sure.
Yeah, he threw the ball well. He ran the ball extremely well. But the biggest thing I'm so proud of Jeremiah is his leadership role. He from game 1 to now game 11, he has just improved so much. And it's a pleasure coaching him and watching him come out and do his thing out here on the gridiron.
Well, all right, Coach. Last week we were wondering if you're in. Well, clearly you're in, and now you're on to round 2. I know you got a celebration to get to. Congratulations, and we'll talk to you down the road. Appreciate it, Coach.
Excellent. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Exal. Appreciate it, guys.
Awesome. I'll tell you what, the one thing we should have talked about was his dang kicker, 10 for 10.
Oh, that's right. You love kickers, don't you?
I do, but what a great win for Ken Mashinsky. And like I said, Chris Chaddock will have the San G in the right direction for many years to come. They're just going to build off.
If you're Chris Chaddock, what are you saying to your team now?
Guys, this is where we need to be. This is we're 9-1, but obviously 9-1 doesn't matter. You have to get better and better, and I'll tell you what, they will get better as time goes because they have great staff, and I'll tell you what, they're 9-1. I should say 9-2 now, but what a great year, so they'll be all right.
Congratulations to the Spartans of San Gorgonio on a great season, and congratulations to the Rams of Ramona. They're going to move on. We'll find out who their opponent is later tonight. Make sure you watch the pep rally because they'll break it all down for you. Jeff Gorham, Pep Fernandez, John Rice, and a cast of thousands. 70-13 the final here. For Jeff Gorham, my name's Ghazal Hassan. For our entire award-winning Riverside TV crew, we'll talk to you next week. So long, everybody.